or outdated information. So don't let this opportunity pass you by, because this payroll tax refund is only available for a limited time. Go to getrefunds.com. That's getrefunds.com.
What do fans of country music and exclusive deals have in common? A chance to rock out with country's biggest superstars. Check this month's Valpak Blue envelope for your chance to win a trip to the iHeart Country Festival. Scan the QR code to stream an iHeart Country station. Then listen for details on how to enter the sweepstakes. You could win $100 instantly just by opening your envelope. Head to your mailbox to learn more today. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. See specially marked Valpak envelopes or Valpak.com for details.
Have you noticed that solar panels are popping up everywhere? You never know who's going to have solar next, and here's a thought: it could be you. Utility rates keep going up, and now is a great time to save big with Solar Source. Solar Source has been getting the job done in Central Florida for almost 40 years, and right now, Monster fans get special access to their new AI-powered tool that can get you an estimate in 1 minute or less. Visit solarsource.com/monsters for an instant quote.
I'm back, and look at all the fresh from Florida produce I brought home.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
It's refreshing to know that locally grown fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
It's your last chance to shop SpringFest savings at Lowe's. Need a new appliance? Get an additional $300 off select major kitchen appliances when you spend $1,996 or more. You can also save across the entire store, including our garden area, and get 2 Bonnie 9-pack vegetables for $10. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 5/3. Bonnie offer in-store only and excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
Welcome to Pollo Tropical. Would you like to try our new coconut shrimp?
Coconut shrimp, coconut shrimp, shrimp and the coconut. Coconut shrimp, coconut shrimp.
Coco y camarón.
Pollo is serving up perfectly golden, sweet and savory coconut shrimp in a bowl, platter, or on the side with our pineapple rum sauce. We're going coconuts for the all-new coconut shrimp, only at Pollo Tropical.
Coconut shrimp, coco y camarón.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Thursday, April 27th, 2023. Lots to get to today, from Jerry Springer is dead to the most insane car accident in history and the crazy new reality TV show going viral, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Sabrina is out. Hello, C-Lane.
How we doing?
Hello to you, Josh.
Hello.
And hello to everybody else hanging out with us. All you have to do is go to thenewsjunkie.com. You can join us on the show today with your dispatches. You can also watch the show on YouTube or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Thursday?
It's a Thursday.
I gotta figure out what's happening today.
I'm doing terrific.
Yeah, I almost hit the brakes on that, but actually I did hit the brakes and then went back to a Thursday, which is what it is today. Sabrina not feeling well. She went to the doctors yesterday. They did the best that they could, and they diagnosed her with stage 3 streptococcus, and it might be inoperable.
I've had that before.
Yeah, it's a difficult one to deal with, so we'll see how that goes. No, she's not feeling well. She'll be back hopefully tomorrow. We'll see what goes on with that. We're going to have some fun today. Let's start out as we always do. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening to this great big wide world of ours. And we go to President Biden, who was hanging out with the president of South Korea, Yoon Suk-yeol is his name, or something like that. And things got a little weird at this event they were throwing together. An unexpected thing happened, you might say. Here it is. Let's listen together. All right, that's him.
든든한 후원자이고 주주이신 여러분께서 원하시는 한 소절만. 근데 이 기억이 잘
Translation soon.
I'm going to only sing one phrase of this song because here you are the supporters and sponsors of the Rock US Live, so I'm going to sing short.
So he says he's going to sing something. Again, this is the president of South Korea is like, I'm going to sing to President Biden and everybody else that's here.
Cute.
Let's see what he goes for.
A long, long time ago.
Oh, gosh. Whoa, wait a second. Could this be misconstrued?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Bye, Miss American Pie.
It seems a little strange to sing it in this moment, you know. But he's going to give it a whirl.
Music used to make me smile.
Oh, come on. Bring it home, South Korean guy.
I could make those people dance and maybe they'll be happy for a while.
I mean, he's killing it.
He's doing great.
Nailing it, though, which is great, but still.
And the audience is into it. They're having fun. They're enjoying themselves. But, I mean, it's like, you know, a song about Bye, Miss American Pie. I want to hear him hit the chorus just once.
And you on the dip step. I could not one more step. I can't remember if I tried where the bodies with no bride.
What?
Something touched me deep inside.
Something.
The day the music died.
Oh, you were singing. How do you hand over the mic right there? How do you stop?
Wait,
there?
that's it?
I wanted the full 8 minutes.
That's it. That's the end of it. I mean, it's unresolved now. It could have been a big raging chorus with everybody there.
Hi, Mr. American guy.
That would have been great. But Biden said, I had no damn idea. Biden stunned his South Korean president while state
Did he
dinner.
say damn?
No damn idea, he said.
Weird.
Whoa, he's so cool.
You know what? No
He's
idea
just like
what
us.
to say.
I say damn.
Let's elect him again.
I will tell you something. I love nothing more, and I see some people mentioning this in chat, like Naomi on YouTube. When somebody with an accent does karaoke, it's so much more fun to me. I don't know why, but I like it. I enjoy it. Like a little Japanese man singing a song from Pink.
Sea to us, shining a sea.
I enjoy it so much. I'm a huge, huge fan. All right, we got tons of stuff to get into, and the one that I wanted to talk about here was people seem to be sensitive.
Sweet Caroline. Dun, dun, dun.
No, it would be like that, except he stopped right before Sweet Caroline, where everybody's
touching me,
yeah.
touching you.
All right, that's it. See you guys later.
Thank you.
Most important song or part of the damn song. People seem to be very, very sensitive out there about one particular word, and you may be thinking of that word in your head right now. Every time this word is mentioned, bad things happen.
Nuclear. It's the N-word.
It's not the N-word nuclear. No, it's not that. It's something a little different. They are now saying it may be one of the other potential reasons why Tucker Carlson got fired. There's about 5,000 of those reasons as of right now. But I guess he called somebody who's in management at Fox News the C word. And the C word,
come on.
The C word does not go over
Call
very
him a real
well.
Carlson.
Called him the C blank blank T word. And there was another story today that dovetailed with that, where ESPN just fired a baseball reporter named Marley Rivera for calling her fellow journalist an effing C word over an interview with Aaron Judge. She worked for 13 years for the MLB, 13 years. And they fired her for using the C word in this comment that she made during an argument with the two of them. And I thought, man, there's a lot of words, and some of them, deservedly, you shiver a little bit when you hear somebody say the word. But the C word is one where, like, if I called C-Lane the C word,
I think it's hilarious.
What do you think the C stands for?
You probably wouldn't care that much. If I called Josh the C word, he's probably not going to care that much. But if I called Courtney the C word, oh boy, tried and failed on that one. Just one
really?
just one.
Still paying for it.
It was a moment of weakness, and listen, and then just you get the blowback. It happens. You get what you deserve in that point.
Wow.
And
this really happened.
I'm almost positive that I've said that once to her.
Oh.
Well, I'll ask her during the break. I'll
Hey, remember that one time?
I think I have, but I'm not 100% sure. And I remember vaguely.
If she says no, you haven't, then just follow it up with well
no.
You wait. You just wait.
If I said, have I ever called you the C word? And she said, no, you haven't. And I said, thanks, C word, and dismissed her out of the room. Trust me, there's hell to pay for this. It is very, 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 very heavy in terms of the words you can toss out, especially at women, and it'll get you fired, judging by those stories.
But do you think that if that's enough to get Tucker Carlson fired?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
You do?
And if he called the management the C word, like, do you think if I called our boss the C word, I'd get fired? Let's give it a shot.
I think that would be not.
I think rightfully so. She would be very, very upset with me, and there would probably at least be a discussion about it. But that's one of those words where it's like fire. You back away from it, and you don't go any closer than you need to, because it's a dangerous one. I want to bring this up for no personal reasons. It's just a story that I'm bringing up here. It's not to show you that I was right about anything, but here we go. They say a peacock escaped from the Bronx Zoo this week and bit a man before nesting in a tree to evade capture for hours, according to police and witnesses. Now, I wish I could say that the police showed up on the scene and thoroughly dispensed with the peacock, but I can't say that. The beautiful blue and green bird named Raoul was still there in the tree as of the time of this article here. Several videos showed neighbors chasing the bird, trying to save it from oncoming traffic, because little known fact, not only are peacocks complete assholes, but they're the only bird on planet Earth that does not care about cars. A peacock will cross the street right in the middle of a busy intersection. They just don't care. They're that just completely rude to everybody around them. And this one is very much the same.
Real C words.
They are, indeed. They said several videos showed neighbors chasing the bird and trying to save it from oncoming traffic, but the peacock got away. The animal bit a man on the thigh when he tried to corral it near a fence. He was treated at the scene by EMS. Imagine coming home from work that day and you tell your wife, she's like, what happened to you? Why has it got blood on your pants? I was trying to corral a peacock in the intersection. Damn thing bit me on the thigh, and here we are.
Bit me.
They said, we are concerned that the news media, live trucks, and cameras will prevent the peacock from being able to return to the zoo on its own. That's how peacocks get treated. Just go back to the zoo on your own, please. You know, we're not going to get you out of the tree. If that was a tiger in the neighborhood, a lion out there, they would shoot the damn thing. They would kill it in this neighborhood. If it's a gorilla going over near a little boy who his dumbass fell into the gorilla enclosure.
Rest in peace, Harambe.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to shoot Harambe. They're going to kill Harambe. But if it's a peacock, what do? Nothing. They just give it the peacock privilege that it thinks it deserves.
Are you arguing that peacocks are equally as dangerous as lions and gorillas?
Yes, I think they are a menace to society. I think that they should be destroyed.
Shouldn't be that.
You should not. You should not.
According to the movie,
you don't be a menace
to society.
And they get to roam around out there and do whatever the hell they want to do. And I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. When we come back, we're going to hear from you. Your dispatches will join us here on the show. Let's see what you got on your mind on this lovely Thursday. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. And we'll learn about a high school senior who got a couple of offers to go to college. I'll tell you how many. It's going to blow your mind and why this guy got so many offers to go to these colleges. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is The Jim Colbert Show. Crash Test Funny. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
If I-4 is a part of your travels, you can expect delays heading eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. There's delays on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. And congestion heading westbound on I-4 between the Beach Line and before State Road 535. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto Insurance.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With a super low down payment to get started, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote today at directauto.com. Down payments vary. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
In this week's Marketers Report, Patrizio Spagnoletto, Global Chief Marketing Officer, Direct-to-Consumer for Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on building trust.
Trust is a really hard thing to build and a really easy thing to destroy, and we have to be very respectful about that. Our partnership with iHeart has really helped us build that trust and that relationship with the on-air talent.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Your spark is all you need. And let's be real, you don't have time for smoke and mirrors anyway. So ditch all the pretentiousness and the lighter it rode in on with Blue. Blue e-cigs are available in a variety of satisfying flavors and nicotine strengths. Even better, it's odorless. When you're living unlit, you're comfortable being your true you. And no one will mistake ashtray for your signature scent. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Fontum Holdings 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel vPro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. In the divorce process, this comes down to three key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Spring into savings with our inventory at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Get behind the wheel of your new Nissan, like the Altima, Rogue, or Titan. Buy today and make no payments for 6 months. Plus, trade in your old car for $5,000 over book value. Click OrlandoNissan.com. With approved credit, interest accrues from time of delivery.
And now, a couple of corny facts. Number one, there are about 100 kernels in each ear of corn. Number two, an ear of corn always has an even number of rows. And number three, Florida sweet corn season ends in June. June? What? Why didn't anybody tell me that it was gonna...
Oh, well, I guess that's a wrap.
It's sweet corn season in Florida. Stop on your way home and get some before it's gone. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
It happens in a matter of seconds, but the aftermath can last a lifetime. Car crash, slip and fall, there's only one Mo you should call. The Mo you know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice the meat and cheese for my sub is a sight to behold. The layers of ham, salami, and pepperoni are even more glorious than the pink and orange layers of a sunrise. Yeah, the sun's pretty and all that, but in about 7 billion years it's going to explode, obliterating the earth and every living thing on it. And if there's no sun, there's no subs. Meanwhile, the only thing a sub ever obliterated was my hunger. Freshly sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
And now, a couple of corny facts. Number one, there are about 800 kernels in each ear of corn. Number two, an ear of corn always has an even number of rows. And number three, Florida sweet corn season ends in June. June? What? Why didn't anybody tell me that it was gonna...
Oh, well, I guess that's a wrap.
It's sweet corn season in Florida. Stop on your way home and get some before it's gone. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Stop on by Mazda at the Daytona Auto Mall today at I-95 and LPGA or shop online at DaytonaMazda.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D. Grand. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Crown him the king of fake news. He truly is. I don't know who thinks he is the king of fake news. The man that only reads the headlines and comes up with
all you need.
The most ridiculous ideas ever. Our very own friend ThinkPad, who you may have heard on the show from time to time. C-Lane goes, do you hear what he thinks is happening out there? And I said, what? There's no way that's true. It's like when you hear a thing and you go, I don't even have to investigate this. I know that that's not true because it's so far-fetched. If somebody said, did you hear they're knocking down the Empire State Building and they're going to put up a McDonald's there instead? I don't need to Google that. I know it's so ridiculous. And the idea that ThinkPad has come up with, folks, and you should definitely go after him hard for this, all right? just for the record, because he's the king of fake news. He has heard, all right? Our friend ThinkPad has heard that because they're building some new theme parks in Orlando, what is going to happen is they're going to build a water park at one of them. And because they're building a water park at one of them, they're going to remove Volcano Bay. They're going to take Volcano Bay and the giant volcano they've built, and they're just going to demolish the thing. And then that's that. Because as somebody in a boardroom would approve of this somewhere.
It makes sense.
Yeah, all right, yeah, let's do it. Oh, we're doing another water park? Let's knock down the volcano. This is what we got to do. No. You're the king of fake news, ThinkPad. I'm sorry, but you're going to take that title for right now.
The confidence is admirable.
I know,
though.
yes. It's just like really, really. We saw this the other day. I'm not going to say what it was about, but there was a thing going on with radio. Okay, I'll leave it at that. And the thing that was happening with radio led to all these people commenting on Facebook, and the people are like, They with such confidence are typing these things where they have no idea what they're talking about. And you read it, and as a person who works in radio, you go, oh, you absolute moron. You have no clue what you're saying right now. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm referring to?
I don't.
Oh, hang on. What's
all
up?
right, do the thing where we... this is our new thing, Josh. We love this thing.
I love
Good news alert! Good news alert! Good news alert! Good news
Just,
alert!
yes, it's just the dumbest thing ever. When you hear people, it's such confidence,
but said with such like valor, valor,
conviction,
just absolute certainty that this is the case. And then if you know anything about it, you're like, you moron, you don't know what you're talking about, for God's sake. All right, let's get to this high school senior who is graduating a little bit early, a little earlier than all three of us did. And 2 years is all it took him to wrap up high school. So he's bouncing 2 years early. And he's doing the thing that a lot of these high school seniors do. They apply to a bunch of schools out there, and they hope for the best. They see who they get accepted to. I saw this guy filmed a TikTok not too long ago, and he did a compilation of him reading all of his college responses, all the colleges that he applied for, and every single one denied him. And he's just like, all right, here we go. Harvard. No. And he's like, goes through every college that he applied to, and they all said no. This guy in Louisiana, though, not the same story. He has received more than 170 college acceptance letters and more than $9 million in scholarship
hang
offers.
On. Now, does that mean he applied to 170 colleges?
Yeah.
Why?
Because when he started to get all the yeses, somebody told him you could get the Guinness World Record for getting accepted to the most colleges, and so he just carpet bombed them, and he applied at all the places out there.
That's not bad. I like that.
Dennis Malik Barnes is his name, 16-year-old senior at International High School of New Orleans. And he says, as I applied to more schools, as my numbers went up with the financial aid and acceptances into universities, I became intrigued, and I just went for it when I knew I was close to the record. He said it was never really a surprise for me once I reached that number, one number that he got up to. The school officials say his accomplishment sets a new world record. They've reached out to the Guinness Book of World Records to make it official. Why did he get so many college acceptances? 170 colleges wanted this guy. $9 million in scholarships offered up. He has a 4.98 GPA, which is incredible. 4
I don't like this guy.
Is supposed to be the best you can get, and to 4.98, I mean, I think I might have had a 0.98 GPA. I'm not sure that I even hit a 1 when I was in high school.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah,
I
was a superior student.
I had one semester in college where I was 4.0.
Yeah, 4.0. Was it freshman year?
No. I mean, I don't.
Were you really trying?
No.
You weren't even really trying, and you had a 4.0?
They were all nerd classes.
Oh, I see. Computer class, computers 101.
It was computer and then like some production stuff.
Right, yeah.
Audio.
170 colleges wanted a piece of this kid. $9 million. And now he says, I don't know where I want to go. Well, of course you don't. You have 170 options. I intend to pursue computer science and then go to law school. He is an eager beaver, this guy. I am a God-fearing young man. I keep God first, he said. And to others, if you keep your school, your education a priority, and keep God in the mix, then you're definitely going to be successful no matter what you do. I tried the God thing, and I didn't get any acceptance letters.
I think I need to add him to my mix.
You're going to need to add God to the mix, and then you send out all the
close your
acceptance.
eyes.
Yeah, and ask God to come and have fellowship with you.
Oh, he's on his way.
Somebody said in chat, wouldn't that get expensive after a while? Does it cost to put an application into these schools?
I mean, not really.
Because if it costs a bunch of money, then I would see, at some point it becomes stupid.
I only applied to 2 schools, got into both of them. One of them was Valencia.
100% acceptance.
100%
the greatest.
acceptance rate. But I don't believe that I had to mail anything into Valencia. I think that was mostly online, or maybe I went in person. For UCF, I had to fax something in.
Oh, that's old school.
Yeah, and I remember because it was the first and I think only time I'd ever by myself without anybody helping used a fax machine, and I did it at the radio station, and I had to for a second go. I might have sent it twice because I had to think. I don't know if I'm supposed to put the print side up or down.
Right.
I didn't know. And I got into UCF, so apparently I did it the right way.
My dad used to have a fax machine in my parents' bedroom, and it was right at the foot of the bed. And that was like my dad's little business center over there. He had his computer desk with his computer and all that stuff. And he had a plotter. Do you guys know what a plotter is?
It's a really big printer, right?
It was huge.
Yeah.
It was a huge printer, and it's made of little markers, essentially, and it would draw out whatever it was.
Was he drawing diagrams, blueprints?
I don't know what the hell they ever used it for, but he had one of those.
I always wanted to use one just
it was,
for fun.
It was pretty antiquated stuff, even when we had it, And so then they had a fax machine at the foot of the bed, and it was the cheapest fax machine my dad could find because he was always super frugal with stuff. And somebody somehow got a hold of the number, and so we'd get spam faxes. So in the middle of the night, my parents would be trying to sleep, and it'd be like, bah, bah, bah. It's all these printer noises, and the old school printers made all kinds of noises.
Basically, the fax machine spit out a page that said, "We'd like to help you with your car's extended warranty."
Yeah, it was day and night this thing was going off, and my dad would get so mad. I'd be like, take the fax machine out of your room or unplug it at night. For God's sake, you can solve this problem yourself. Ball Death Dealer on Twitch says, when I was a junior, they made AP classes worth the same as honors classes for GPA calculations. The people only concerned with GPA didn't opt for those classes. Somebody else said the first year when they were in a frat in drinking at college, they had a 4.0 GPA. Somebody said I had a 4.0 BAC, which is not the same thing.
That's actually deadly.
Yeah, that one's not good, and you're not going to get a lot of offers for that one. Before we go to you and check in with your first dispatches of the day here, there is a story about a woman in Somalia, and I am feeling for this woman right now. A woman from Somalia had to undergo emergency surgery after she was accidentally shot in the clitoris while relaxing at home.
It's funny because I almost said in the C word, and I would have been
close.
Sort of accurate.
During the break, we were talking about the power of the C word and how it got maybe 2 people fired this week alone in media. One person at ESPN got fired for calling her colleague the C word, and then possibly it was one of the reasons why Tucker Carlson got fired. And I said, I think I've called Courtney that before in an argument or something, and I think it was bad. And when I went out there, she goes, "You have." And
yes, immediately. You didn't even ask.
I didn't say anything.
You didn't ask. You opened the door, and she just looked over and goes, "Yes, you have."
She said, "Yes, you have." And then she said, "And you better watch it because I have your credit card right now." And I was like, "Oh, my God." And then she said, it was because one time, this hit me hard. One time we were in an argument, and she called me a pussy. and I lost it. I was like, how dare you? And maybe that had the same impact as the C word on me. And it's not that anybody called me that word, because to bring it to us one more time, like I said, if I called C-Lane the C word, you wouldn't care. If I called Josh the C word, you wouldn't care. If I called either of you a pussy, well, you probably wouldn't care that much.
Yeah.
But if she calls me a pussy,
Secret Show's gonna be C-word crazy tonight.
If she calls me that, I'm like, whoa, tap the brakes there. We got to stop this train.
My feelings.
If trains have brakes like that. A report detailing her accidental piercing.
I don't know that you tap train brakes.
I hope there's. I like to picture it that way.
Tippy tap.
I want to picture it that way in my head. They said this was published in the International Journal of Surgery Case Reports.
Brake checking the train behind you.
To the best of our knowledge, this is the first wayward bullet injury, penetrating the vulvar area with a retained bullet in the clitoris, according to the study. The 24-year-old unnamed patient had been relaxing at
Vulvar
home.
sounds like the guys from Alabama. Hey, y'all found the vulvar.
According to the study, the 24-year-old unnamed patient had been relaxing at home when all of a sudden a stray bullet came through her ceiling and struck her in the nether regions.
So this is one of those, like, this is the reason you don't fire a bullet up in the air?
Yeah, I think
kind of
so.
deals?
Yeah, it came down and right there, right in the, that area. We thought it to be rare and interesting, they wrote of the unfortunate body shop. They put the patient under local anesthesia and removed the projectile from her private parts, they said. Of course, the comments full of people who said, how did the bullet find that? I haven't been able to find that for years, et cetera, with all those jokes.
Here's the thing. Whilst searching for the story, I did forget that bullet is also a brand of vibrator.
Oh, is it really?
So I just searched for the words bullet and the body part, and now it's Amazon's offered me one with an angled tip for precision.
How much?
$11.99.
Oh, that's pretty cheap.
Not bad.
Just scoop that up for the hell of it. You might need to use it at some point. Let's go over here. Here's Mo Manji, the realtor. He's got a dispatch for us about our friend ThinkPad, the fake news king.
Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing well.
Hey.
Please leave ThinkPad alone, aka Aaron. You don't know Sean. You're not on the board of Volcano Bay, so you don't know. He might be right. He gets all the information in Tampa over there. Anyways, thanks. Bye.
I picture the people of Volcano Bay. They're like, they're opening a water park at the new theme park? All right, we got to shut it down over here. Everybody get to work dismantling this massive volcano we've built. And by the way, this place that is so popular during the summer that they have to shut it down because there's too many people in the theme park.
Right.
Let's shut that down. That's how it works. Here is Millen Surfer talking about peacocks.
Yeah, Sean, I agree 100% that peacocks are the worst animals on the planet.
They're pretty bad.
They'll sit in the middle of the road out here in Cape Canaveral, clog up traffic, but if you ride a bike up to them, they'll run away. Don't get the theory behind that.
I don't either.
Oh, well. And who's that weird guy that's in the show today, filling in for Sabrina?
Just a dude. We found him outside. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
wandering the neighborhood. So he said, "Well, come inside, sir. We'll hang
He's
out."
the guy
with
that takes our order at the local drive-through, and we just said, "Hey, man, you want to get out of here?"
Yeah, you may have
I
heard
hopped
Josh.
through the window.
You may have heard him before. One more. Here's funny name.
Hey guys, happy day. I promise I won't say the actual word.
Oh boy.
In reference to the C word, I have called my fiance that. Well, not exactly. I will say it with a Y on the end, like, hey, you're being bitchy, but replace the word.
Right.
But if I were to call her a bitch or the other word, that's when it gets ugly. But if I tack the Y on the end of it, it seems to be okay.
Guys, no, it doesn't. And it's not okay. All right? It's not okay. Guys, let me just give you a PSA here. If you think that by adding the Y to the end of an insult, it's going to make your wives less angry. So you're saying you're acting bitchy instead of calling your wife a bitch. You couldn't be more wrong, because then you're going to say, damn, you're acting bitchy today. And your wife's going to say, did you just call me a bitch? And you're going to go, no, I didn't call you a bitch. I said you're acting bitchy.
Try winning that argument. I didn't call you a bitch. I said you're acting bitchy.
Exactly. And now you're headed down an argument slope that you don't want to be headed down. And you're not going to win that battle.
Well, I mean, but also, I don't think I've ever called Ashley any version of the C word at heated times during wartime.
Right.
At
but
during
peacetime.
at like DEFCON 2.
Yeah.
Maybe DEFCON 5 we'll throw it at each other. And during peacetime, peacetime C word is totally fine.
Yeah, peacetime C word is different. You're right. It hits different. If you're not in an argument and you're having a good time, you can get away with it. I don't think you can get away with it in the bedroom, though. If you said, Oh, I can't say the things I want to say right now.
Right.
Choose your words carefully.
I'm gonna do some things to your.
No.
If you say that,
No.
I think it's like it snaps you out of it immediately.
I'm sure someone's into that.
Somebody's into it. Yeah, it's probably not gonna work for me though.
In a porn.
Let's go over to one more.
Peaceful, easy C word.
Here's Wildlife Wrestler with a dispatch.
Hey, News Junkies.
Hey.
On the podcast, you guys were talking about older folks playing video games. It got me thinking about whether or not I would do that when I was older. And I realized when we're old, I mean, nursing homes are going to be so lit. Like right now you go and it's jazz records and they're watching Perry Mason or Andy Griffith or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
When we're in there, we're going to be like listening to Tupac and Eminem while we're playing Super Smash Brothers on N64. And honestly, now I can't wait. I'm excited for it. Wiggle, wiggle.
It does sound a little more enticing when you word it that way. Okay, we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we're going to hear from more of you. Plus, somebody is very upset over their work break, their lunch break that they think they truly deserve, but are they actually in the wrong? We're going to find out. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
In a world of ever-changing algorithms, you can still find us here. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro, and today is a Fox 35 Storm Alert Day. This afternoon into the evening hours, we could be seeing another round of very heavy rain, frequent lightning, damaging wind gusts, as well as hail. So it's very important to make sure that you are staying weather aware. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the upper 80s, so it's going to be a warm one, and the potential for strong to severe storms does arrive again on Friday.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for Fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Trading in or selling your car, truck, or SUV? WeBuyAnyCar.com takes the hassle out of selling in 3 easy steps. 1. Get a free online valuation. 2. Drive to your local car buying center. And 3. Walk out with a check in about an hour. So don't wait. Get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at WeBuyAnyCar.
Could you use monthly payments to help meet basic needs? Like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet? Find out about Supplemental Security Income. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low and you're 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI. Produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. In the divorce process, this comes down to 3 key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Managing healthcare for yourself, your kids, your aging parents, it's a lot to keep track of everything. Now you have help. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care that's a lot more caring. Here your doctor really gets to know your family's needs and coordinates all their visits, labs, even prescriptions. Plus, you can make same-day appointments or schedule video or at-home visits, all covered by most insurance. It sounds different because it is different. Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
Hear that? That's the sound of someone experiencing Marco's new bold Magnifico pizzas. Enjoy 2 kinds of pepperoni on the Pepperoni Magnifico. Revel in Old World sausage on the new Sausage Magnifico. And rejoice in harmonious layers of savory pepperoni and sausage on the new Ultimate Magnifico. Try new Magnifico pizzas starting at $9.99 at Marcos.com. Marcos. Pizza lovers, get it. Price and participation may vary. See store for details.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
O'Reilly! Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery needs to be replaced, our professional parts people can help you find the best Superstart battery for your vehicle and budget. Don't wait. Get your battery tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Do bank closures, inflation rate hikes, and the roller coaster of the market frighten you as much as it does me? You need to call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick the precious metals. That's it. You now own real precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today and learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan at 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome at the end of your first year. They automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right. Everything you've earned, doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Wassey's Meat Market for the lowest price on a big green egg.
Truly is Bam on the run. Bam Margera still missing in action.
Bam on the run.
I was singing it too. I was singing it in my head. Bam Margera is still on the run, and the Jackass star is telling his family members that he hates them. He's texting them from the road, and we learned a little something new that I guess shouldn't be all that surprising, but was to me, actually. Let me bring this up here because there was some tweets from his brother. The brother of Bam Margera is the one that he was attacking in the house, I believe, and was fighting with him, saying he was going to kill him and all kinds of stuff. And then he started, the brother, going on a little bit of a tweet storm. And let's see here. This is what he said. Jess Margera is his name. And he said, I could talk to my light bulbs. My car can be out, back out of the garage and pick me up at the front door. Police should be able to track a phone, right? Apparently I'm the a-hole. He says, so he's whining about the cops not tracking down Bam Margera via his girlfriend's cell phone because I guess he doesn't have a cell phone. Then he says, I appreciate it, man. I'm trying to stay positive. Bam really is the sweetest guy when he isn't messed up. But since his meth habit, he's unrecognizable. And I really don't know what he's capable of. Seeing him screaming at a person that wasn't there, hallucinating, it's really scary and heartbreaking. So his brother is saying that it's meth that is driving him to behave in this way. And he says his girlfriend has her phone. I'm obviously very worried about Bam, but I'm extremely worried that there's an 8-year-old child with them. I can't even imagine the environment in that car right now. I hope she's okay. She's the sweetest kid. She doesn't deserve this unnecessary trauma. So Bam Margera's brother saying there's some meth going on, and that is complicating situations for them.
I guess I just assumed that he was on the run by himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
no.
He's got the kid and the girlfriend,
Well,
too?
at first they said he ran into the woods. So, I mean, that sounds like a man on a mission, Bam on the run all by himself.
Yeah.
But then they think that he connected up with the girlfriend, with the kid after that, and now nobody knows where the hell he is. They're on the lookout for him. just for the record, in Texas, in Dublin, there was some hail, dime-size hail, just some dime-size hail that
really
came down
dangerous
in this pool. And we'll see if this is actually bad or if, like C-Lane said, it's just a walk in the park, no big deal. I'm worried that they're going to be cursing during this video, so I'll mute it here. Just a little bit of hail coming down.
Those are not dime size.
I just made up dime size.
Few of them are, but
they're
wow.
like,
good Lord,
they're like rock size.
Oh, look at that cow.
There's a cow out there getting pelted by these things. The cow is so confused, and there was a stunning.
Damn, that pool though.
It
looks crazy.
It's weird because there's some wind going as well. But the hail hitting in the pool is causing it to like splash up everywhere.
I didn't know ice bounced that much.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty wild here. Let me put the audio on.
This guy didn't know ice bounces.
Please don't curse. Please don't curse. Please don't curse. I mean, it is coming down. That poor cow! So intense. And then there was a photo of some school that was in Florida, right, Josh? The school where they
West Melbourne.
Let me see if I can bring this up here. Melbourne school, because there's a school in Melbourne and there was so much hail that it actually looked, here it is right here. It's Central Middle School in West Melbourne, Florida, and there was so much hail that it looks like it snowed. And it looks like there's like a couple inches of snow on the ground.
I saw a similar picture in Claremont.
It's wild. I mean, I've never seen hail quite this bad, actually, where there's such a massing of accumulation of hail that it looks like it ended up snowing somewhere. I'll put this one up on the See It Now section of the News Junkie app in just a moment. There is a story out today, before we hear from you and your dispatches, about an Amazon delivery driver. She says she got in trouble at her job. She was given a warning for taking her lunch at Wendy's and making TikTok videos on the clock. And people are backing up Amber Girtz, Girts is her last name. And they're saying that she was on the phone with the company's driver support team for 45 minutes before she took a lunch break. It was the length of this lunch, in combination with the video she made on company time, that prompted the write-up. She said she noticed that she received an indication she was being written up for her videos and for unsatisfactory performance that day when she took a lunch that lasted over an hour and a half, which is a pretty damn long lunch, Miss Amber. That's a little bit much. She said, put me on the schedule. My day is pretty open, and they've been needing help at Amazon. So I got to work in the morning, and the driver lead handed me a final notice paper, basically my final warning until I get fired. And they said, if you saw my last TikTok saying come to work with me in regards to that, don't do it now. So she's upset. She said, I had an issue with this because it became an 11-hour day. When it comes to taking a lunch, I think I deserve one. I mean, it's literally like you need it, but packing a lunch or not taking a lunch should not be my only options. I don't know of a job in existence that will give you a 90-minute lunch break. I think most times you get an hour.
If you're lucky.
I worked at one job where it was 30 minutes, which is pretty ridiculous, but an hour seems totally normal to get that as a lunch break. An hour and a half, Big Doug Millionaire on Twitch says that's called a millennial lunch. Just a little longer. It's like a siesta.
Yeah, take that, millennials.
You stretch it out.
Idiots.
Just a little bit longer. Let's check in with you again, see what's going on with your dispatches. Here is Rude Dude chiming in on the show.
Rude Dude.
Hey.
Oh, sorry.
This is a question for C-Lane. I heard you say that you went to Valencia. So what did you study? Anyway, just interested. I think what you guys do is awesome.
Thank you.
And you guys sound like you have a lot of fun every day. It's just one of those things that I kind of wish I would have gotten into when I was younger, but anyway, my 2 cents. And what did you go to school for, John? Anyway, later.
C-Lane, you first.
I studied digital media.
Mm-hmm.
Design and development was the track.
Mm-hmm.
It was production and presentation, and then one of the classes they had was basically free work for the theater there, and I said, screw that. It was only like a 1-credit class, too, not 3.
Really?
But it was like I paid.
It was like free labor?
Yeah, and then I show up there, and you basically, I had no aspirations to be in any sort of theater program.
That's interesting because you do like Broadway shows.
I like watching them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want to build the sets, and I like some of the learning like the lighting design and some of the other technical stuff about it, but I wasn't trying to like just be free labor for a while.
Were you ever in drama?
No, I wasn't.
No, never?
No.
Really?
I mean,
Just in his daily life.
He's got lots going on there.
No, I mean, like I've told you before that I've played music for the drama stuff. Like I did that in high school, and that was pretty fun. But no, I did digital media, and then I also got a degree in like general studies or something like that.
Wow.
Oh, man.
That's so specific.
You'd probably do a thing with that.
I went to a very, very respected institution. A place where only the best of the best, the cream of the crop, are even allowed
With
to
honors.
attend. It's a place called Connecticut School of Broadcasting. And now, if you go into a Connecticut School of Broadcasting location, my face is plastered on the walls, and it says success. You know, it says you too can be this. It says achieve your dreams and hit the pinnacle of your potential. It doesn't say any of that, and I don't even know if they know that I went there. But, I went to Connecticut School of Broadcasting, which is a very overpriced school that tells you how to do basic stuff that you used to be able to learn when you were an intern at any radio station. In fact, the interns know more after, like, one time being an intern than the people who go to Connecticut School of Broadcasting. And the thing that I hated the most, and I've always wanted to get my hands on this tape, was you couldn't just go for radio broadcasting. You had to go for both TV and radio. So...
See, that would have been fine with me because the TV was what I wanted to do.
Yeah, but you had to do all this stuff. You had to go from like cameras and all that, but you had to be the news anchor too, and and you had to sit up there.
Oh, if there was an archive, so they probably degaused that tape years ago.
Oh, good God! I hope they did. I hope they got rid of that. But you had to do like a news report with a co-anchor, and then edit the video footage afterwards, and it was oof. Really, really rough. I did not go to college because I wanted to get started in the industry, and this industry, you have to keep going. It takes a lot to get any kind of traction. Most people don't actually end up getting any. But yeah, I decided to go another route myself. Let's go over to Jamie. Jamie says, bitch-a-roni dooney. So this is going to be good, I think.
Eric on that's the 70s show.
Mm-hmm.
Used to always get away with that to stay out of trouble from Red. When he would call his sister a bitch, Rooney Dooney, to keep a foot from getting shoved up his ass.
Okay, thank you, sir. Let's just
that
keep
was on That's the 70s show.
Yeah, thank you, Jamie, I think. One more.
Did he say bitch a Rooney Dooney, or did he just say a Rooney Dooney, but in his head it was code for bitch?
I have no idea. I never saw that episode. And
I never saw that show.
I'm not chasing it down. I saw the show a couple of times, but not too many, actually. Here is Meat Pop with a dispatch.
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Show's great today, as always.
Thank you.
And I'm up here in Greenville, South Carolina. Let me tell you, those Peacocks, I don't know if they hold a gauntlet to the Canadian geese. These damn things are
Canada
mean as
gooses?
heck. They do not run from
Canada's
you. They
gooses.
run after you. They bite you. They honk at you.
Oof.
They migrated here, and they never went back to where they're from.
Shoot
So
'em.
they just stayed here, and they are everywhere. They're in our downtowns, and you can't mess with them because they're protected. So you just have to deal with it. It'll be 20 of them, and they'll just stop traffic in the middle of a busy road. And if you hit them, you're in trouble.
Thanks, Meat
Later,
Pop. Over on YouTube, Jeremy on YouTube says, is the Connecticut School of Broadcasting kind of like Saul Goodman at the University of American Samoa's law program? It is very much the same, my friend. Very much the same. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more of you. And the internet is obsessed with a brand new reality show, and you guys are sleeping on this one. It's a wild, wild idea that they've pulled off here. What is it? I'll tell you. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your shot at $1,000 is next. Brought to you locally by Mills Air. If you want a shot at $5,000, make sure you're listening to us on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Orange Blossom Trail heading southbound after Plymouth Sorrento Road. If I-4 is a part of your travels this afternoon, you can expect delays heading eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. There's delays on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. Traffic is up to speed on the Beach Line. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto Insurance.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you could stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote today at directauto.com. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
You probably already know that Real Radio is giving you a chance to win $1,000 by putting $1,000 in your hand. But now we have a chance for you to earn $5,000. You know the deal with our national contest. We'll give you the keyword at the top of every hour from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And all you have to do is enter it on our website at realradio.fm for your chance to win. With 13 chances every weekday, you have plenty of opportunities to win $1,000 in your hand. However, if you listen to Real Radio on our free iHeartRadio app, you can earn $5,000. Always remember, if you get the call, you need to answer your phone. That's right. The key to winning is picking up your phone when we call. So don't send us to voicemail. This contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. Sunny, warm. Ooh, and expected afternoon showers. I am feeling so fine. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop and support our state. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
R.C. Hill here from R.C. Hill Mitsubishi, and business is blooming. That means you could turn over a new leaf in a new Mitsubishi. This week, I'll give you up to $4,000 more than Kelley Blue Book value for your old ride. Do other dealers rake you through the mud over past credit mishaps? We're rooting for you. Drive a nicer, newer car today. But hurry, this deal will get picked over soon. I'm R.C. Hill Mitsubishi. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Bank approval. Vehicle purchase price determines actual trade allowance. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends April 30th, 2023. See dealer for details. Hear that? That's the sound of water coming from leaking pipes. Hi, this is Pete from Repipe Specialists. Let's end those leaks and the damages they can cause to your walls, ceilings, and floors by replacing those old, corroded, or brittle pipes with high-quality new ones. With over 30 years of experience and work that's guaranteed for life, Repipe Specialists will expertly and seamlessly repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. Call us by this Saturday to save 20%. So long, water-dripping drum solos. If you have leaks or even low water pressure, call Repipe Specialists now at 407-337-4020 to schedule a free home estimate and to save 20% on your entire job, plus zero down, zero interest financing for the first 18 months on approved credit, local and insured. Call 407-337-4020 or go to repipe.com. That's 407-337-4020. Repipe.com. Repipe Specialists, making your repipe job fast, seamless, and simple. That's our specialty.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu second to none. And don't forget about our 29-degree man-sized drafts.
Poor Sam was a mess. Always itching, licking. His paws were soaking wet. He had bald spots on his back. DINOVITE.com. 2 weeks after he started Dynamite, I started seeing great improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent.
Dynamite is nutrition.
Dynamite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynamite from DINOVITE.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
What do fans of country music and exclusive deals have in common? A chance to rock out with country's biggest superstars. Check this month's Valpak Blue envelope for your chance to win a trip to the iHeart Country Festival. Scan the QR code to stream an iHeart Country station. Then listen for details on how to enter the sweepstakes. You could win $100 instantly just by opening your envelope. Head to your mailbox to learn more today. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. See specially marked Valpak envelopes or Valpak.com for details.
In this week's Marketers Report, Raja Manar, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talks about measurement.
Measuring Sonic and Sonic branding, the principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measured, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in oodles.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Is unironically a great idea, and we should do it immediately, and it'll save lives, I think. I'll tell you about that in just a second, but first, something a little different here, and I have to tell you about this show that people are sleeping on right now. I don't know if anybody is watching this yet. I bet Josh isn't. I bet he is not tuned into this. I bet
he's too busy going to strip clubs.
That's true. He doesn't have enough time for this.
I'm a busy guy.
I bet C-Lane's not watching this.
You should watch it tonight.
You should. You should watch this tonight. I'm telling you, this is so good.
I should be busy tonight.
I think when I tell you the premise for this, you shouldn't watch it tonight. We got to do secret shows. When I tell you the premise, I think you're both going to be at least intrigued enough to give this a shot.
All right.
The one problem is it's on Freevee, which I had never heard of until now.
It used to be IMDb TV,
It's Amazon. Amazon owns it now, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it says it's Amazon's free ad-supported streaming service. So this app Freevee that they have, I guess it's kind of like, what's the one we were discussing the other day? The thing, is it Tubi or something? I forgot.
Pluto.
What it is. Pluto. Pluto is one of them where you could just watch a bunch of free TV and it has commercials on it and stuff. And this one's called Freevee. So that might be like a little bit of a hurdle for some of you to get over to watch this. But trust me, it's worth it. And it brings me back to one of my favorite shows of all time. There is, at the center of this reality show, is a court case. And this is a wild, wild court case. The jury is sequestered. They're not supposed to be talking to any family members about this stuff. They're not supposed to be talking to each other about the case. In the courtroom, it's a circus. And you've got your judge, you've got the bailiff, you've got everybody in this lawsuit that's going on in this courtroom. The lawsuit is the center of this show. The name of the show is Jury Duty, which, hey, man.
I have seen it advertised.
Have you?
I'm sorry. Are you?
Come
feel
on.
like they're infringing
Come on here. Yeah, it's got a segment on the show.
It's weird because I've seen it advertised and I thought zero about our show.
Yeah.
And mostly about, that was the name of that Pauly Shore movie.
How dare you? All right, here's the thing. Here's the kicker that may intrigue you a little bit more to get you to watch this. The court case, the defendant, the attorneys, the judge, the bailiff, all of the jurors except for one, all actors. One juror thinks it's a real case
Wow.
and thinks that everything that's happening is real life.
I do kind of like that.
Do you know which juror it is?
Yes.
Okay.
They show you it is, and the person who is at the center of all this is a guy named Ronald Gladden. He's a 29-year-old solar panel contractor, and they told him, like, you're going to be in the jury for this case, and it's also going to be part of a docuseries, so you're going to see cameras around you and whatnot. And the guy thinks he's really in court. He thinks that all this stuff is real. And, of course, the actors who are in the trial are making it so ridiculous. Like, there's insane stuff happening all over the place. And it takes me back to one of my favorite shows, my favorite reality shows, in the top 10 at least, of all time, The Joe Schmo Show. And I don't know if you guys ever saw The Joe Schmo Show, but it was a good time. Have you ever seen that?
I don't think so.
That was a reality show, kind of like Big Brother or something, but all the contestants were fake except for one. And the guy was, that was the Joe Schmo guy. So he didn't know that everything around him was fake. And it sends you through these moral arguments because he's having like very deep conversations about things with other people. They're connecting, or so he thinks. Somebody's getting bullied at one point in time, and he steps up for them and, pushes the bully away. And all these moments that he thinks are very real. And the actors in the Joe Schmo showcase start to feel bad about it. They start to feel like they're manipulating him because they are.
It's like the Truman Show.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's exactly like that. But this one is called Jury Duty, and it centers around that court case. And it says, Ronald is completely unaware that everybody around him, the judge and the bailiff, everybody involved in the lawsuit, and every other juror attached to the case, including actor James Marsden, playing a narcissistic version of himself, is an actor. And for 17 days...
Wait. They have actual, big name actors in this show?
He's playing himself at the center of the lawsuit.
Okay.
And
this guy's probably like, whoa, James Marsden.
Look at that, man. And for 17 days, the jurors are isolated. They're sequestered after Marsden hires fake paparazzi to get himself out of jury duty, which fails, and in each other's orbit without any access to the outside world. And so the thing about these kind of productions is you can't screw up. There's no room for error, because if any one of these people, all these actors are all moving parts in this whole thing. If any one of them slips up, screws up their name, screws up their backstory, the whole thing falls apart. And I think that's a pretty cool idea. Amy said, I watched that show too. I don't know if she's talking about the Joe Schmo Show or not. Yeah, I remember the Joe Schmo Show.
Says, about jury duty.
The Joe Schmo Show is so sweet. It was the sweetest thing I've seen in a long time. This is a little different, but I think people are going to dig it. All right, here's what I said was a good idea, and we should start doing this immediately before we hear from you. And there was a poll from YouGov this week, and here's what they asked. And I want to know what you guys think about this too. Would you support or oppose mandatory affordability checks for gamblers who lose a certain amount of money in a short space of time? This would stop them before firms could allow them to continue gambling. And 79% of people who they asked said they supported that. And it makes sense to me. Like, if you have a flag where you say, if somebody is gambling and they lose $100,000 within this span of time, we're going to have a conversation with that person, right? We're going to go over and talk to them and try to do something about it.
Who's we? The casino?
This would be probably be the casino board, or like the regulators of the casinos,
right,
who would be responsible for this. And you go over there and you have somebody talk to them, ask them a series of questions, see if they are financially okay to do this, see if they are addicted to gambling, see all these different things that are going on with them. That would be a good thing, I think.
Do casinos have any responsibility legally to not cater to people who are addicted to gambling?
I don't know.
I mean, like, for example, alcoholics, if you are a certain level of drunk. Now, if you're an alcoholic, like you've told the story about that bar in Chicago a bunch of times where the guy's family shows up and says, please stop serving our dad. He's got a real problem. But I mean, there is a point at which you are not just morally, but legally required to stop serving a person when they're at a certain level of drunk, so
right,
they don't go out and hurt somebody else, hurt themselves, whatever. But I've never heard of there being a rule where now it's on the casinos to stop degenerate gamblers from being degenerate gamblers.
Yeah, sort of like over-serving at gambling.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing.
I don't think they have to, but they do have like cigarette packs and liquor bottles. They have the, if you need help, 866 admitted or whatever it is.
Yeah, they got
They
that
have
hotline.
to have that.
Yeah, and I think that they might have
Oh,
to.
good, they're covered.
Yeah, exactly.
They might have to fund the campaigns for that.
Hey, you might get cancer, but that's on you.
But I think it would be good to do something like this. A lot of people don't understand this, and it's kind of a tough one to understand. Like, if you're like me, I can go into a casino and I can blow through like a couple grand or whatever and lose it, and I don't really care. Oh God, hold on, that sounded really bad.
Cool guy alert.
I've seen it happen. I've seen this guy lose a couple $100 very fast.
I'm a terrible gambler, but I'm not addicted to gambling. So what I mean to say is I don't get angry and go, I got to win it back, and then start doubling and tripling down and getting upset about all of this.
You
stuff.
haven't cashed in your plane tickets home.
No. So I'm always I could take it or leave it with the act of gambling to begin with. If Courtney said, "Do you want to go out to like a nice dinner and go to like a show?" I might choose that over going and gambling most nights. I might be more likely to do that. But people who are addicted to gambling will go so far down a hole you would not believe it. It's like the guy from Twitch. Remember when we talked about that dude?
Yeah.
Who was sending videos to everybody begging for money, and he would just lose so much money gambling on sports in his case. It's pretty wild. Regnar on Twitch says, I mean, how much did you blow on Safe Moon?
Don't worry about that.
$1,000, man. All right down the hole. Now I forgot my login. I can't even log into my Safe Moon. I got it saved somewhere, but I don't want to look. I don't want to see what's going on there. I don't get addicted to stuff like that, but people do. And if you have some guardrails in place, I think that could be a pretty useful thing. Let's check in with a couple of you real quick before we take a break here. And we got Not Your Average Joe chiming in. It says, hi, Josh. This is just for you.
Oh, boy.
Mr. Fowler, let's see.
Sup, news junkies?
Hey.
Just kidding. Screw that guy. Hey, Josh. Always good
Hello.
to see you in the studio, brother. Nailed it. C-Lane, never got to give you your proper congratulations. Such awesome news. I know you're going to make a great dad, brother.
Thank you. Also,
and Sean, well, you know.
Thank you, Not Your Average Joe.
What a nice guy.
What a sweetie. And we go over to
little sweetie.
Gary has a comment.
Hey, Sean.
Hey.
Guys, hope you have a good day.
You too.
So back in the mid-'80s, late 80s,
You
I
bitch a
went
Rooney
to
Dooney.
a community college for radio and television production to get my associate's degree. I was on the other side. I was on the production side. I didn't want to be on air. You guys were different level. But part of my thing was that I had to do my own radio show on a very powerful radio station for its kind. It's a 100-watt station in Amarillo, Texas. Anyway.
100 watts.
Had my career in television production. Technology blew me out. Now I'm in a different field. Went back to school. Got my bachelor's.
Good for you,
Fun.
man.
Keep riding. Take care.
Keep riding.
Oh, I intend to.
All right, buddy. We're going to keep riding over here. And we'll ride right into this commercial break, which will be so short. It's like a blink of an eye. It's going to fly by. I promise you that. When we return, we hear from a worker who wants to vent a little bit, and you're not going to believe what they have to get off their chest. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
If I-4 is a part of your travels this afternoon, you can expect delays heading westbound between the Beach Line and before State Road 535. There's congestion on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. And you can expect delays on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. Traffic is up to speed on the Beach Line. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by UCF Downtown. Interested in a career in healthcare management? Consider a master's degree with UCF School of Global Health Management and Informatics. Attend an information session May 3rd and discover why the health management programs at UCF Downtown are ranked among the top in the nation. Visit ucf.edu/downtown.
Mortgage brokers are better. And why, you ask? Well, they do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. It's still going to be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but mortgage brokers have access to dozens of wholesale banks competing for your business. And wholesale banks only loan through mortgage brokers like that mortgage guy Don. And that mortgage guy Don is the best because he made the process of getting a quote or comparing the quote you already have super easy. Now, I don't have to say this, but those of you that are shopping for a mortgage, the process can be complicated, confusing, so frustrating you never want to do it again, but not when it comes to that mortgage guy Don. You get a better deal on any home loan when you work through a broker, and you get the satisfaction of simplicity and honesty when you work with that mortgage guy Don. If you want to see a difference, go to the website right now, thatmortgageguydon.com. Click apply now and get a quote or get a free analysis of your existing quote. Plain and simple, no spam, no hassle, just peace of mind. Go to thatmortgageguydon.com.
The way healthcare works today can be frustrating. So many different doctors to keep track of, different tests, different medications. It's a lot. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care covered by most Medicare plans. Here, your own doctor coordinates all of your care for you, even talking to your specialists and your pharmacist to manage prescriptions. There's a lot more about Village Medical that we think you'll love. When's the last time you said that about healthcare? Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
Spring has sprung and business is blooming. That means you could turn over a new leaf in a new Mitsubishi. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. And I'm so excited about our spring sale, I wet my plants. This week, I'll give you up to $4,000 more than Kelley Blue Book value for your old ride. So if the bloom is off the roads with your current car, buck up, Buttercup. In a 7-passenger, 5-star safety-rated 2023 Outlander starting at only $26,900. Or check out the 2023 Mirage, cleanest gas car in America. And for your peace of mind, all Mitsubishis come with a lifetime limited warranty. Do other dealers rake you through the mud over past credit mishaps? We're rooting for you, and our rates start at only $1.9. Plus, you could get way more than your car's worth and drive a nicer, newer car today. But hurry, this deal will get picked over soon. I'm RC Hill Mitsubishi. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price determines actual trade allowance. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends April 30th, 2023. See dealer for details.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you breaking news from the state of Florida. It's blueberry season! You can find locally grown Florida blueberries in stores now for all your favorite homemade recipes. Ask for Fresh from Florida where you shop.
Get ready to roll through McDonald's with the crew. Free up those cup holders, because any size, any flavor is the vibe, and you're getting all the drinks. Make it a tasty frozen Coke, a fun frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, a cool frozen Sprite Limonade, a delicious Southern-style sweet tea, or a bold McCafe iced coffee. So many flavors. Any size is just $1.99. There are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, and Limonade are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company.
When we made our McDonald's Spicy Chicken McNuggets, you were praise hands emoji. Then we ran out, and you were streaming tears emoji. Now they're back, so you can be grinning face with sweat emoji. Order ahead on the McDonald's app.
But they're only back for a limited time, so make like a lightning emoji and get yours fast. Order ahead on the app and get 30% off when you spend $5 or more using mobile order and pay. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 4/1/23 through 4/30/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Limited time only. Excludes tax.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Spring into savings with our inventory at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Get behind the wheel of your new Nissan, like the Altima, Rogue, or Titan. Buy today and make no payments for 6 months. Plus, trade in your old car for $5,000 over book value. Click OrlandoNissan.com. With approved credit, interest accrues from time of delivery.
After an accident, it's important to hire an attorney right away. Evidence can disappear quickly. Sure, you could wait to hire an attorney later and see how things turn out, but delays never make a case better. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel vPro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
To Jerry Springer, dead at 79 years old. And I hadn't seen him out doing anything in public in a while. I don't know if he's been sick or what the case has been, but...
I think he did a few interviews here and there.
Did
he? I think it's been a minute.
Yeah, I met him one time. He used to do fill-in work at WGN Radio when I worked there. And he would do, like, if the afternoon guy was out or something, Jerry Springer. Yes, I did the same thing as Jerry Springer. But Jerry Springer, a little more famous. And
tiny bit.
Man, I'll remember one thing about him forever. Have you ever seen the ads for something like Girls Gone Wild or, any of those kind of things where it was like uncensored DVDs?
Yeah.
Yes.
I never, ever, 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 ever was intrigued to buy one of those. Never, never, never. But when Jerry Springer did one, and it was Too Hot for TV.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like all uncensored Jerry Springer stuff. I was like, I gotta get this. I gotta get my hands on this.
Did you?
I did see it at some point in time. My parents wouldn't buy it for me, obviously. So I don't know how we got our hands on it, but me and my friend watched it once. And yeah, it was like all of the stuff from the show, but you could hear all the curse words. There was like nudity. There was fighting that they wouldn't show on TV. It was a wild ride.
I always remember there was like a behind the scenes or something. I don't know why they were getting on this, but they had Jerry Springer to come do his show or a version of his show or something at like the MTV summer, wherever they went for the summer that year.
Like one beach thing.
Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Before Jersey Shore was a show.
Yeah.
Like they would do it at the boardwalk there. And they had, or maybe it was spring break. They had, beachside stuff, and they would have a Jerry Springer show. And these couple kids like got on the show, and they staged this huge fight and like blowout, and like they were not going to be friends anymore. And there was someone who was cheating on this with that and that,
Yeah.
and it was all fake.
Yeah.
And even Jerry Springer was like, "Oh my gosh!" When he found out, he was like, I felt so bad for these kids.
Yeah.
I was like so relieved to hear that they just faked this whole thing to get on TV.
Usually he's in on the fake. Most of those shows are fake. They come up with a plan and they get people to say, "Hey, yeah, I'll read through these lines and you give me a free trip to whatever city you filmed this in, and I'm fine with just embarrassing the hell out of myself on television." Except for Jenny Jones. Jenny Jones was mostly real. That show is also the one where some guy brought his friend on the show, and then the surprise was, "Hey, actually, I have a huge crush on you, and I want to be with you. And his friend is like, oh, thank you. That's flattering. But, I'm not gay. I'm not interested in you like that. I thought we were just going to be friends. And then they went back to their home, wherever they came from. And the friend who was surprised, where his other friend said, I'm gay and I'm in love with you. Don't take that, please.
It was a little, the inflection wasn't right.
He went over to the guy's house who had surprised him, and he killed him. He killed the guy.
The straight one?
Yeah, the straight one killed the gay one. Because he said he had embarrassed him on live television and killed the guy, and there was a whole huge case of it. So that was real, but a lot of the Jerry Springer stuff, not so real.
Oh, yeah.
It was wild, though, man.
When I was looking for clips of Jerry Springer, there was this one where there was a guy who looked very incelish before incel had a label.
They didn't have a title for it then.
He had met a girl on MySpace, so now we're getting kind of an idea of what couple of years this might fall in. Met the girl on MySpace, and then they bring the girl out when there's something not usual about the girl. And then he asks her to be his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Even though this is like the first time they've met in person and they don't know each other that well. And she says, well, I'm a man.
Oh, one of those. Okay.
And he, there's like a pregnant pause, and he goes, well, I'll try anything once. You're just like, what the hell?
It's like the total opposite.
Yeah.
It's the total trooper. The guy's like, well, what am I living this life for, if not to try out some things here?
When in Rome.
Let me go for it. An email coming in, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. This person wishes to remain anonymous, so we will grant that. This says, hey, Sean, please keep me anonymous. Podcast listener. I just heard you report on the Biden administration penalizing those with good credit when purchasing a new home. I don't think I've ever been this upset over politics. Wow, set this person off. My husband and I are in the market to go from our 2-bedroom, 1-bath home to something more suitable for our growing family. We have worked so hard to have good credit, build equity in our current home and all, and do the right steps to get ahead. Now we learn we will be penalized for that. Well, maybe not. It's usually for loans, and I think it was loans that are over $400,000. I think that's what they said. I believe that was the number. Not totally positive. So if it's a home over $400,000, then yes, this could affect you if you have high credit. It ends up giving you an extra charge. It's like up to $60 a month. I grew up with a single mom, and we were below the poverty level, but my mom always had good credit. This is not the right way to fix things. Worse yet, this is a presidential order, and there's nothing that can be done about it. I have always been a center Democrat, but this, along with other issues happening, have made me a Republican in my next vote. Thanks for letting me rant. P.S. I dated a German, and when I met his family, they showed me their family photos, and they were all naked because he grew up going to nudist communities. Yes, Germans do like going to nudist camps. Can you imagine that? You're meeting the family for the first time? Want to see a couple photos? Here's our vacation photo for last year. You're like, oh my God, you're donging out in this thing.
Here we are in the Alps, naked.
I don't want to see that right now.
Here we are at Oktoberfest, also naked.
Super naked.
You're sharing too much with me too soon. Take some time, please. There is
here are my balls in Belgium.
Day one, showing me that. You don't do it. Just don't do it. There is a Target worker who shared on social media all of the items that were stolen from the beauty section of the Target in one day, and it was this huge pile of everything you could think of, moisturizer and all the different makeup things that you could think of.
Wait,
big pile.
When you say things that were stolen and recovered?
Yeah, that people tried to steal and that they recovered. This is not even including the things that people got away with stealing, obviously. But they showed all of this, and there was a bunch of tubes of lipstick, all of this stuff. Oh, some of them were used and put back. Like people would go and use the lipstick and then put the lipstick back on the shelf. And tons of stuff that was stolen. Courtney has told me a lot of stories. She used to be a manager at Ulta, which is a big like makeup store, if you don't know. I'm talking to mostly guys right now because all the women know what Ulta is, obviously. And Ulta is, I guess, kind of a huge target for this stuff because the markup on products at these places is huge. Little known fact by most regular people. It doesn't cost them much of anything to make a bottle of perfume. and then they charge like $100 for it. It is, and makeup is exactly the same.
The nerve.
Go look up the houses that the owner of NARS, which is a big beauty brand.
Sure, that's sweet NAR.
NARS. This guy, I was like, I've never heard of this. I've never heard of this company. And huge, beautiful house. This guy's rich as hell, man, because they have such markups on this stuff. And people steal this stuff like crazy. And in this case, it was a Target. But Courtney told me in her days working at Ulta, she would just have to go around the store each day and be like, somebody stole this. Inventory, somebody stole this. You work at these places, you would not believe how often this happens to folks like this.
It's that, and I've heard from certain people that work at, like, convenience stores or, like, a step up from convenience. Would you call Walgreens a convenience store?
Drugstore.
Yeah.
Drugstore,
my mom used to say drugstore.
Drugstore. So people that work at those, I've heard that it's between beauty products and, weirdly enough, soaps and detergents can start to get up there.
Yeah, because they're expensive. Or baby. Yeah, did you say baby stuff?
Baby stuff
too.
Baby stuff was definitely a thing.
That's expensive
when the formula shortage was happening.
Right.
But I think the only time I've seen anybody like visibly rob a place or just like shoplift, like run out with something was like a big container of Tide.
Yeah.
And I was like, did not peg Tide to be the thing to steal.
That's not what I would have stole. Over to chat, somebody says, let me bring this back up.
It was right down the street from here, too.
Where is this? Hang on. The chat was moving very, very fast today.
Go.
Thank you for all of your comments. We appreciate you. Chi-Town Sweetie on Twitch says, imagine to the anonymous email person, imagine hearing you're going to pay more taxes and think that voting on the same side as Nazis is the answer. Okay. So some of you are so off in the woods. It's a little bit wild to me, but some of you are so out there deeply entrenched in political thought that you don't know how far out there you've gone. First of all, this is not more taxes. This is a new fee that is attached to mortgages of people who have good credit. And they didn't do it in such a way that it was only going to target people who are wealthier. I said on the show when we talked about this, if they did it on houses over $1 million and they did it on people with good credit, I would be better. I would be more fine with that. In fact, I'll just say I'll take out anything else. I would be fine with that if they did that. But when they do this to people who are just getting the regular average American home and they have good credit because they worked hard and they get punished for that so that people who don't have good credit can get a benefit, I don't like that. I don't think that that's fair. I think if you want to go after rich people and get more out of them, go for it. Do that, to the point where you can raise more funds for other people who are less fortunate. But this is just going after everybody or people at least who are like in the middle class. And I'm not a fan of that. I don't think that makes you crazy. But maybe you do. Anyhow, let's go over to you. Let's go to some dispatches here and see what's going on. You people are fired up today, and that is just fine. Sam E. Scam is talking about Jenny Jones, the greatest guest ever. Okay.
I remember the guy from the Jenny Jones show, Rude Jude. Anytime he would come on the show, he was usually a guest or one of the people on stage. And he would just dog everybody. Jenny, any of the people that were there as people on the stage, and just be wild and out of control and say the dumbest crap.
That's the whole show.
Everybody.
That's what happens. That's the entire thing, man. Here's Laureen chiming in.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Speaking of the Jenny Jones case and poor Jerry Springer, what a character he was. There's an excellent show on Netflix. It's a docuseries called Trial by Media, and it's produced by George Clooney, and it has a bunch of a couple famous and then not so famous cases, and it just kind of shows how the media portrayed sometimes the victims and then sometimes the suspects, and it's actually a really excellent show. I think that you guys would really enjoy watching it.
All right.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Laureen. We'll try to check that out. Let's do one last one here. Here is Big Al talking about Jerry Springer.
Good afternoon, guys. We were over in Sarasota about a year and a half ago for vacation, and I had some jobs there. And we were playing miniature golf over on Tamiami Trail, and there's a when you check in, there's a picture of Jerry Springer on the wall, autographed. I asked the guy about it. That says, oh yeah, he plays golf here all the time. He's actually out there right now. And actually didn't meet him, saw him, but I thought it was pretty cool that he pretty much lives there almost full time in Sarasota. So, just FYI.
FYI. Thank you, Big Al. Appreciate it. Chi-Town Tweety following up on Twitch says, am I wrong, though? Very dumb reason to switch sides and vote along with the KKK. You're doing the same thing. Look, if you want to learn to talk to people and to get things done, get things accomplished in society, you can't work that way. You can't be like, everybody to the right of me is the KKK, the Nazis. What you can't equate those two. Otherwise, you're never going to get anything accomplished. And maybe you don't want to get anything accomplished. I do. I kind of want people to moderate their politics because we've gone out of control in this country, and I personally don't like any of that stuff. But you do you. When we come back, the next episode. Once again, I'm on my toes.
Oh, yeah?
Don't know if it's going to be done. Don't know who's doing it. Anybody want to raise their hand?
Don't ask stupid questions.
I hope Fritz gets here.
Yeah. Too
much testosterone.
I am completely out of the loop on this, but we'll see what happens. Something is going to happen when we come back. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Holding your virtual hand as the world crumbles. Real Radio 104.1 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro, and today is a Fox 35 Storm Alert Day. This afternoon into the evening hours, we could be seeing another round of very heavy rain, frequent lightning, damaging wind gusts, as well as hail. So it's very important to make sure that you are staying weather aware. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the upper 80s, so it's going to be a warm one, and the potential for strong to severe storms does arrive again on Friday.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country with 20,000 5-star reviews and an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
If you love Florida and you love fun, then might I suggest you pick up a rod and reel and go fishing? Because here in the Sunshine State, fishing, fun, and Florida just go together. And you know what else goes with fishing, fun, and Florida? I'll give you a hint. It starts with an L. That's right, a license. Getting your fishing license opens up a whole lot of fun and new memories, and it's never been easier to get one. Just visit fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com to order yours. And before you know it, you'll be more relaxed than you can even imagine. Casting your line in your local fishing hole, propping your feet up in that rental rowboat, and of course, catching the big one. So go to fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com, then plan your escape. Because fishing is a great way to connect with family, friends, and of course, nature. Your fishing license is just a few clicks away. Order yours today at fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com and enjoy all the fishing, fun, and Florida you deserve.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. In the divorce process, this comes down to 3 key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates, it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Want to save big on custom faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick and mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
Spring has sprung and it's full tilt boogie time. At GiveMeTheVin.com, I'm overpaying for cars because I think they're going to go up even higher from where they are right now. We'll pay off your payoff. We'll pick your stuff up. We'll quote you quick and easy at GiveMeTheVin.com. America's best car buyer. Go there right now, and if I don't beat a CarMax offer, I'll send you a check for $100.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hey, it's Ryan from the Monsters in the Morning, and check out this Sunday's episode of It's Only Money, where I talk with Scott Brown of Edgewater Family Wealth about the difference between acting rich and being rich, and hopefully we can help you become the latter of the two. Also, we discuss diversification and high-interest savings accounts. Are they for you? Check out It's Only Money this Sunday at 8 a.m. on Real Radio 104.1.
Listening to this station on your free iHeartRadio app could put $5,000 in your pocket.
No way! Are you kidding me?
Open your app and search this station to be instantly qualified for the cash.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all the music, radio, and podcasts you love.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
This better not be true. We're going to do the next episode in just a moment. That's true. That's not related to the other thing I was saying. It's everything going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. And
he thinks it's true.
It's coming up in just a moment. But I wanted to tell you about this because somebody just emailed this in. It says to tips@thenewsjunkie.com, please keep me anonymous, which I shall do.
So Bill writes.
I've done that before, and I feel bad every time. But keep me anonymous. Good afternoon, Sean. It said, you guys were talking the other day about the bear on the loose. There was a bear in town.
Bear on the run.
That thing was on the run indeed. And we saw it running down streets and it took a right at a stop sign. We saw it running all around this lake and stuff. There was a big, beautiful bear just on the run. It didn't know what to do. It couldn't really find a place to be a bear. What with all the city stuff going on around it. Mm-hmm. And I guess they didn't catch up to it. He says, the Orlando bear was killed by a car. R.I.P. Have a great day.
Rip bear.
And he signs up.
You're dead now.
Let me tell you something here, okay? This better not be true. This better not be true that the missing bear, or the bear on the run, was hit by a car. If you hit a bear with your car, you are a moron. How could a human being behind the wheel of a car run into a bear?
Easily.
A bear is a big, giant animal.
Okay, first off, we know that it wasn't that giant of a bear.
It was a pretty big bear. I mean,
it was
for bears here.
It wasn't a baby bear. It wasn't a cub.
It was a big enough bear that it should have been very easy for people to see.
However,
if you're driving along.
But if you're driving on a highway Now, they say that the deer is one of the most dangerous animals, and it's not because the deer, is a ferocious beast who hunts you down and rips you to shreds. It's because people see a deer and they're going 60 miles an hour, and they're like, I don't want to hit that deer, so they swerve, and they end up hitting other cars, they hit trees, they hit everything but the deer, and they end up dying.
Yes, okay, but...
what you're supposed to do...
But
I said
you,
supposed
yeah.
to.
What you're supposed to do. What you're supposed to do.
Is plow right through the deer.
What is happening here, though,
Same with the bear.
is generally at night, people are driving a car, usually on a highway situation, and the deer is like springing out of the woods, and surprise, it's right in front of your car, and you hit the deer. If we're talking about around town, and some of the streets you saw this bear was on, like, if there was a bear in your neighborhood, do you think you would accidentally run into that bear with your car?
Have you
haven't
seen
seen me
how
drive in my neighborhood?
Some people drive crazy around here?
Probably the two of you.
No,
not me.
I'm safe.
I'm respectful.
I look for bears.
I'm following all the rules. I never hit a bear in my life, all of my days. Did hit that dog, though. And boy, did I hit that dog. Think about that from time to time.
Story gets worse every time we hear it.
Yeah, I shouldn't have got out and looked at the dog. That was my biggest mistake. I really wanted to see the damage done to the car, and I got out.
You were worried about the car?
I said, that son of a bitch.
What a monster.
Messed up my Camaro, and after it was dark, it was a German Shepherd that launched out in front of my car. Much smaller than a bear, I might add. And
dime size.
I hit it. And then I go, I said, let me see what kind of damage that did. And I got out there and I go, it's still alive, but just barely. And if it was a movie, that person would have taken out a gun and you shot the dog to send it off to a doggy afterlife. I didn't have a gun, so I just left him there on the side.
Judging by some of the various shenanigans you've gotten yourself into, the stories that we've heard over the years, it's probably better that you didn't have a gun.
I agree with you. I think that's right. I think
probably would have missed.
If anybody in a gun store sees me, even if I pass all the background checks, just say Sean.
Nah.
You know
this is not for you.
You know this is a bad idea, bud. We had to talk about this before.
Wait,
you're not the guy.
You're saying this. Didn't you text us the other day and you're like, guys, I'm going to buy a gun?
Yeah, I did. But then I thought about this. I thought about this moment. And I've always thought about getting a gun for a long time. But then here's my weird thing. My stipulation is if I get a gun, I want to get a gun safe and I want to have it very, very secure. So,
you gonna get a gun rack?
Yeah, maybe. No, I don't need a rack because I
don't even own a gun.
I wanted like a really, really secure and safe place to have it so nothing could go wrong with this gun. But when I thought about it, I was like, okay, so somebody busts in my house. Hang on, sir, if you don't mind, just a moment, and I've got to put in a combination.
Just a second.
I'll be with you in just a moment. And that's not going to work. It's not going to be successful, I don't think.
I have my my Ring doorbell. I went to the hackathon and wired it to where when the Ring doorbell gets pushed, the gun safe goes so it unlocks automatically.
That's useful.
Surprise.
Very handy. Over on chat, BCGM3 says, LOL, this is kind of heartless for the guy that was just so upset about the bear. A dog is smaller than a big-ass bear. If you hit a bear in a car, I don't know what you're doing. Look ahead of you. If you see the bear, you're not going to hit it. A dog is smaller, and it's dark outside and stuff. Somebody plowed into this thing. Oh, God. Vetisora over on Discord says Sean should not own a gun. We all just agreed on that. We all just came to the same conclusion. I still might get one, though. Just to... I like to be my own wild card sometimes, you know?
If you're not going to do it, who is?
I think about sure, I could not do that and my life would go probably in this direction.
Let's do the thing!
But then I'm like, but if I did.
Wild card, bitches.
All right, you ready? Who's doing this? Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
King in the castle, king in the castle. I have a chair. Oh, go do this. King in the castle.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with
Me.
It's Josh today.
Surprise.
I didn't even know.
Next episode brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don.
Yeah, that mortgageguyDon.com. That's where you go if you're ready to stop throwing away your money on rent and start
mortgage.
Oh, he's doing it live right now.
Don.com.
And put that money somewhere where you're going to get more out of it. Get yourself in your own home. There's Don right there.
There he is in the studio. He does his show, Home Loans Radio, right there in Real Radio Studio.
Yeah, and that's the old studio. R.I.P.
Yeah,
Rip old studio.
That was back when they liked us and they gave us more space.
Go to that mortgage guy Don. He is a mortgage broker. He's going to get you the good rates, and he is going to walk you through the process. Do all the stuff that you have no idea what anybody's talking about. I still to this day. I have a slight idea what an escrow is, but I don't know how the F it works. And my wife keeps saying, "Oh, that's just it's an escrow, or it comes from the escrow. It goes into the escrow."
Just say it.
What the hell is in the escrow? How much money is in the escrow?
What's the escrow?
What's the deal with escrow?
I don't understand it either, but Don does.
Don knows about it.
He knows.
ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
All right. Thank you very much. This guy right here.
Oh, Bob Odenkirk?
Yes, nailed
Damn
it. He has signed on for season 2 of FX's hit show, The Bear.
Oh, really?
Based in Chicago, centered around a beef shop.
That's the one with the
with the
chef,
guy,
right?
Jeremy
Yeah.
Allen White from Shameless.
I forgot about that show entirely.
It was
Such a
really
good
good,
show.
though.
There was
So Bob Odenkirk signing on.
There was little parts of that show where people would point out online how accurate they got the just world of working in kitchens and stuff.
Chefery.
And one of them was he was like out back having a cigarette and he was drinking water out of one of the deli cups.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, dude, that's spot on.
Yeah, like they must have hired somebody who had a lot of experience in this to give them the little things you can sprinkle in to make the people in that job understand.
Honestly, I think Matty Matheson, he's in the show, but I think he was also the consultant for that kind of stuff.
Really? Yeah, I wonder what Saul Goodman's going to... Well, that's not his real name.
Bob Odenkirk,
I wonder what Bob
actor.
Odenkirk, the actual human being, is going to do in that.
They have not said, but he's boarding in a guest role, so I guess we'll see when season 2 comes out.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, should be fun. Ex-UFC fighter Nate Diaz is now in custody in New Orleans. Turned himself in early this morning after a warrant was issued for his arrest earlier this week.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the video of him? That
Yeah, he
led to
chokes
this?
that dude out.
He was out in, I think, New Orleans or something?
Yeah, on Bourbon Street.
He's on Bourbon Street. They're partying and stuff. And some guy steps up to him, and he just, grabs the guy and puts him in a hold and choked the guy out.
Yep.
And then he fell on the ground, and I didn't know that he actually had gotten in trouble for it.
They issued a warrant for his arrest on Monday. He turned himself in this morning. He's facing a second-degree battery charge for that.
Damn.
So there you go. This gentleman...
That's
Machine Gun Kelly.
Yes, MGK has been seen partying up a storm for his 33rd birthday without Megan Fox.
Oh, my God.
He posted several pictures from his party, captioning them, quote, "I am 32 plus middle finger emoji." Do the math. 33.
Wow.
If
the
those
party.
two got into a plane crash.
Him and Megan Fox?
If both of them.
At the same time.
If they were like, news alert, there's been a plane
Megan
crash.
Fox doesn't get any pass for her good looks? Or?
Only 2 people have died. Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. I would just, nothing really has been lost here. I'd just move on with life.
I'm
just
sorry
continue
you feel that way.
on.
I really, really wanted to hate Machine Gun Kelly because of his feud with Eminem.
Yeah.
Same.
And my loyalty to Marshall Mathers.
Shady Gang.
What are you, the fan club? Or
we're Shady Gang.
Yeah.
That's what
okay.
Josh just said.
I had no idea you guys
That's
were
what Josh
Shady
just
Gang.
said.
We are the Slim Shadys.
I needed to repeat it so you didn't think he said something else. But that song that Josh played, it slaps.
It's pretty catchy.
It slaps.
So I didn't know. I will not insult Eminem in front of either one of you guys.
Thank you.
I'll be
Why
careful
would
with
you?
that. I apologize.
That'd be dumb. In
Sit down,
Vanderpump
bitch. Move
Rules.
again. I'll knock the out you.
We were working on the studio and on Sabrina's desk last night, and Austin put on some Eminem, And I think he put, I don't know if it's Rap God or one of the other songs, where he goes, like so fast, like I had never heard it before.
I think Rap God's the one that had like a world record of like words per 30 seconds.
Like I
or something
can't even
like that.
fake it.
It's impressive.
It was unbelievable. Sorry, back to the story.
Very important Vanderpump Rules news. Yes. Ariana Madix.
You listening, Ashley? Because
I'm doing this for all the ladies in my life that love this show. Ariana Madix seen in Edinburgh, Scotland, doing karaoke to none other than Alanis Morissette's Hand in My Pocket.
Ooh.
Putting emphasis on the line, everything's going to be fine, 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 after her split with 9-year boyfriend Tom Scandival, as they call him, because he cheated on her with Raquel.
When it comes to these Vanderpump Rules, folks, the people who are covering these stories follow everything like a Drink More Ovaltine situation. I mean, like she was doing karaoke and she sang this song and put emphasis on this part. So that's got to be a message.
Got to be
like,
it.
They're looking for clues like Charlie Day, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you know.
Pepe Sylvia.
You would think that the go-to Alanis Morissette karaoke song would be, especially for somebody who is pissed off at the ex, would be You Oughta Know.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe she doesn't know all the words to
I
that
like
one.
Alanis Morissette.
It's karaoke. They tell you the words.
I don't know how to say her name. I don't know if it's Alanis or Alanis.
Alanis.
Alanis Morissette. I like her. I think she's fantastic.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
This guy right here, even though you burned 2 of these stories earlier.
Bam Margera?
Bam on the run.
Bam.
He has surrendered in Pennsylvania.
Has he really?
They got him. I mean, he got himself.
Yeah.
He turned himself in, shared a photo of himself in front of the courthouse on social media, and captioned it, "I just got out of the courthouse with my lawyers. Everything went great, and the false accusations of what my brother says are not true, and he will be sued for defamation as well as being evicted from Castle Bam sooner than later. The reason I lost my cool is because I read his phone saying he wants me back in California and he wants to find a way to 302 me. F him."
God, man, he's so like out of it.
I did not know this song had lyrics.
I didn't either.
I've never gone that far. So yeah, I mean that's his whole situation is just sad.
Yeah.
I tend to believe his brother, who I don't even know anything about, more than I believe him because he's such a mess.
Why would he lie about that?
Yeah. Why would he just make up that he was on meth? He's behaving like he's on meth.
He certainly is. And finally, this gentleman right here.
DMX.
No. He's a big man.
Big dog.
No. He's some might call him Fat.
Oh, Fat Joe.
There you go. Part of Terror Squad and whatnot.
You should have led with famous insurance salesman, or what was he?
That's true. He was
for something.
Hey, it's your boy Fat Joe.
Yeah, I forgot what
I think it was a
was.
tax thingy.
We had it on the radio station.
Doesn't matter. He's fed up with the medical industry duping its patients into paying unfair prices. Personally flying himself from NYC to DC to do something about it, repping Power to the Patients, the nonprofit that targets and tackles hidden healthcare fees. On the Boob Tube tonight, 2023 NFL Draft Round 1 on ABC.
Yeah!
Yeah, football, baby. Jimmy Kimmel has Chris Pratt, Lucas, and Micah Nelson. Stephen Colbert's on repeat with Prince Harry. James Corden's last late show tonight.
Thank God.
With Adele. And Jimmy Fallon has Drew Barrymore and whatnot. Anyway, that's the end. Whatever. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, victory White Claw.
You did it, buddy. Yeah.
I like how he was hiding it. I didn't even see him coming.
That's when I returned the videotapes earlier.
When I was at the bar on Tuesday, I believe, we were watching and ESPN was on the TV, and I go, "Oh, this is just kind of sad, guys." They didn't have the NFL draft like they're going to have tonight, so they did a mock NFL draft, and I go, "Oh my God, we're in such. This is like doing a mock news story."
You remember when they did that mock draft, but they did it like an auction, and then they got in big trouble.
Oh yeah. When you're auctioning people off, it's always gonna look a
little slavey,
a little bit
something.
slavey. You want to try not to look slavey. That's the goal in life.
That's what they say.
Please try to do that. Okay. When we come back, Freddie Mercury is selling all of his stuff. Well, I mean, he's not doing it himself for obvious reasons.
He's a naughty gold singer.
But you won't believe
That is a deep cut.
Some guy used to call the radio station so angry all the time. He probably still calls.
I miss him.
And one time we were talking about Freddie Mercury. Don't know why.
Actually, we probably weren't. That's the crazy
It was
part.
always out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You would just pick these things
And
randomly.
you would pick up the phone and he would be like, he'd be mad, and he'd be like, Freddie Mercury is not a good singer.
Not a good singer.
He'd just be really angry.
He does not sing like Pavarotti.
Yeah, you did the vibrato.
He was the greatest caller ever, but he never made it on the air.
He did a couple times.
Yeah, Jim put him on.
Bless his soul. Okay, when we come back, we'll get into your latest dispatches, plus something that had a shot and then missed it. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your shot at $1,000 is next. Brought to you locally by Mills Air. If you want a shot at $5,000, make sure you're listening to us on our free iHeartRadio app.
Watch out for slowdowns on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. There's delays on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. Heading westbound on I-4, you can expect delays between the Beach Line and before State Road 535. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. Shop at home and order 10 free samples of any product before you buy. Blindster.com.
This earful of real radio is sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Orlando's best comedy room is safely open. The Orlando Improv welcomes Gabriel Iglesias on April 28th and April 29th.
Wow, thank you. Man, where were you guys when I was in court?
Tickets and showtimes online at theimprovorlando.com. Above all, come for the comedy. We could all use a laugh. The Improv is hiring for all evening positions: line cook, cocktail server, and waitstaff, food runners, and dishwashers. We cater to top talent and the best locals in the Central Florida area. Please call us at 407-480-5233 or email for open interviews.
Spring into a new Mazda at Daytona Mazda with over 200 new Mazdas to choose from. Check out the new 2023 Mazda CX-5 or CX-9 today. And with rates as low as 0%, there's never been a better time to get into a new Mazda with our complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty. Daytona Mazda is prepared to make the car buying process as streamlined as possible out of respect for your valuable time. Stop on by Daytona Mazda at the Daytona Auto Mall today at I-95 and LPGA or shop online at DaytonaMazda.com.
Hey, Monster fans, Russ here. You know what is really scary? Utility rates. So let's talk about solar. You may have seen solar popping up all over the place. Well, there's a good reason. One is utility rates are rising. Two, government incentives can dramatically lower the cost to solar. So if you want to go solar, call Solar Source. Monster fans get special access to their new solar estimate tool. Visit solarsource.com/monsters. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Spring into savings with our inventory at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Get behind the wheel of your new Nissan, like the Altima, Rogue, or Titan. Buy today and make no payments for 6 months. Plus, trade in your old car for $5,000 over book value. Click OrlandoNissan.com.
With approved credit, interest accrues from time of delivery.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. Sunny, warm, ooh, and expected afternoon showers. I am feeling so fine. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop and support our state. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of water coming from leaking pipes. Hi, this is Pete from Repipe Specialists. Let's end those leaks and the damages they can cause to your walls, ceilings, and floors by replacing those old, corroded, or brittle pipes with high-quality new ones. With over 30 years of experience and work that's guaranteed for life, Repipe Specialists will expertly and seamlessly repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. Call us by this Saturday to save 20%. So long, water-dripping drum solos. If you have leaks or even low water pressure, call Repipe Specialists now at 407-337-4020 to schedule a free home estimate and to save 20% on your entire job, plus zero down, zero interest financing for the first 18 months on approved credit, local and insured. Call 407-337-4020 or go to repipe.com. That's 407-337-4020. Repipe.com. Repipe Specialists, making your repipe job fast, seamless, and simple. That's our specialty.
Hear that? That's the sound of someone experiencing Marco's new bold Magnifico pizzas. Enjoy 2 kinds of pepperoni on the Pepperoni Magnifico. Revel in old world sausage on the new Sausage Magnifico. And rejoice in harmonious layers of savory pepperoni and sausage on the new Ultimate Magnifico. Try new Magnifico pizzas starting at $9.99 at marcos.com. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Price and participation may vary. See store for details.
I'm back. And look at all the fresh from Florida produce I brought home. You have heard of Fresh from Florida, right?
Fresh I have.
That's refreshing to hear.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
And if we're going to freshen up daily meals, it's refreshing to know that locally grown Fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air. Got anything else?
I'm fresh out.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com. Could you use monthly payments to help meet basic needs? Like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet? Find out about Supplemental Security Income. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low and you're 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI. Produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
This week in the future. It's so close to This Week in Florida. It's even the same.
Almost like you did it on
initials.
purpose.
No, I didn't do it on purpose. But there are some stories about what's happening in the future in just a moment that you're going to need to hear. But real quick, I wanted to watch this. Let's watch this together, and we'll listen to it together, obviously, because I guess somebody on Newsmax had some sort of meltdown on the show. I haven't seen it yet. I'm watching this and listening to this with you for the first time. I guess what happened was this dude who we've had in clips on the show before, he got fact-checked by his guest, and it made him real mad. Like, he got big mad about the fact-check and exploded.
I would be the same.
This guy said, no, that ain't happening around here. Here
I can tell you this didn't happen under President Trump. And I know there's a lot of people on the left that want to try to blame President Trump. He wanted out of Afghanistan real bad. He was real frustrated not being able to get out. But he didn't pull out because he knew this would happen. In fact, we all did. I called it on this program.
So he's got some guest on who's like via Zoom, who's somebody from the military or whatever. He's a veteran, and that's the guy he's talking to about what happened in Afghanistan with the withdrawal there of forces.
My 12-year-old son knew about it, and so I've got Americans there that are stuck. To me, that's a hostage situation. But, Joe, I appreciate you working to get them out. I really do, and I wish you all luck in the world.
With due respect,
Thank you.
Uh-oh, you hear him trying to butt in here.
Boy.
Well, with due respect, sir, with all due respect.
With due respect, Grant, I mean, like, veterans, being one, right, and our friends are over there. Right. We followed this closely from multiple administrations, and we know the Trump's administration's efforts here were fairly weak. That they were trying to limit the number of people that would get
you don't do that on this channel. Not on Newsmax.
I'm having deja vu.
Not during Stinchfield.
I think it's newer.
Or has this happened to him before?
I think this guy's been fact-checked before.
This guy has been in a clip before where he was very angry just like this. I don't think it was this long.
There's coordination problems.
Joe, I'm gonna cut you. I'm already weak. I'm already low on time, Joe. Joe, cut him off, please. Cut him off.
Cut him off. Maybe we did watch. Did we see this before?
Maybe we did.
I think I might have just resurfaced. This guy is just melting down and angry about what happened on his show.
Cut him off.
All right, this I know is brand new, fresh, and shiny. And it's.
But if it's not, this is going to be real embarrassing.
It's this week in old stuff.
Yeah, you said it's this week in the future, and so far you've gone to the past.
You're right. Let me head in another direction. Let me head face first into the future. And
it's like that movie Back to the Future where they went to the past.
This is from a guy named Chris France on Twitter, and he says, not to be too much of an AI doomer, but I just had a FaceTime call with a near real-time chat GPT powered AI avatar, and it was surprisingly human. Anyway, I recorded it. This is the actual response speed. It's very fast. So he recorded himself. I don't know what platform is using this.
I thought we were supposed to be taking like a 6-year break from AI.
Yeah, they said that, and then they just completely ignored it and went forward with all this stuff. So this is a service that you can use now that is powered by ChatGPT, but there's like a face of it, is like an avatar of it, and I want to see what it looks like or see how legit it is or how it sounds as well. So here's
Hi there. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm a little tired, but I just got back from vacation. Took a couple days off with the kids.
It's a little animated, right?
It was great.
You got some uncanny valley going on
Oh,
here.
that sounds amazing. I'm so happy to hear that you had a great time with your kids. Did you do anything fun or exciting while you were at the beach?
Okay, but think a little down the line, like V2 or V3 of something like this, where it looks perfectly like a human being is talking to you and sounds perfectly like a human being. I stand by my statement. People are going to be falling in love with these things.
Oh, absolutely.
People are going to lose their mind. They're going to be like, this is my actual friend here. It's a real person.
Yeah. I wouldn't say exciting. It was mostly relaxing. We hung out on the beach.
It's a little too animated now.
An Airbnb. Had a good time. Ate some good food. Mostly did cooking.
I thought he said mostly did cocaine.
I did too.
Sometimes
it's... he hung out by the beach, read a couple books, mostly did cocaine.
Just toss this out there right at the end. It's not bad. It's not all the way there yet. They got to get the voice down more, and they got to get the video down more. Regnar on Twitch says, I've seen better animation out of VTubers. You're not wrong. It's levels below where it needs to be to really fool people or to get people excited about where this is going, but it's just one step on the way there. Speaking of that, this step toward the future, in China, in several classrooms, they're now using AI cameras and what they call brainwave trackers to monitor the students in their classes. These high-tech headbands that measure concentration levels are intended to help improve grades while also providing valuable data to AI algorithms. Let me juxtapose something for you. An American classroom, modern day. Inside the school, you got the teacher...
What, are you reading a script?
...setting up a fight club. The teacher's setting up a fight club for the students so that they can hash things out in their classroom. Or you can flash forward to another school and another classroom. And in that classroom, there's some student who's yelling at his teacher, and he punches his teacher in the face. Go over to China. Here's your juxtaposition. In the classroom, the kids are wearing brainwave trackers on their heads, And they are making sure that they're perfectly focused throughout these meetings or the school sessions. And it's just wild to see. I think this is the news report.
Teachers at this primary school in China know exactly when someone isn't paying attention.
White means you're offline.
These headbands measure each student's level of concentration. The information is then directly sent to the teacher's computer and to parents.
We are so screwed. The Chinese kids are going to be so much smarter than us.
I think they already are.
They are, but they're going to be even smarter than us. And then they're going to look down on us as a civilization.
I think they already do.
They probably do, but I don't want to have to think they're right. I don't want that. They got these devices on their kids, making sure that when they're at school, they're focused on doing the work. Meanwhile, American parents just defend their kids at all costs and say they're little angels, beautiful little angels, when they're being violent in the classroom. We can't do that. We've got to do this. We got to do more of this stuff. Robots in the classroom.
Classrooms have robots that analyze students' health and engagement levels. Students wear uniforms with chips that track their locations. There are even surveillance cameras that monitor how often students check their phones or yawn during classes.
Damn.
Schools say it wasn't hard for them getting parental consent to enroll kids into what is one of the world's largest experiments in AI education.
Yeah, that's wild.
A program that's supposed to boost students' grades while also feeding powerful algorithms.
That's crazy, man. So they have cameras in the classroom in China that monitor your face to see if you're yawning or checking your phone or doing anything like that that has you distracted. They have headbands they put on the kids to see if they're concentrating and focused on the learning assignment, and it changes colors based on how focused you are. There are robots wandering around the classroom, and it's visually scanning these kids to see what's going on and what they're doing and reporting back with data and spreadsheets, and oh my God.
Not a fan.
That is crazy. BCGM on Twitch says, imagine getting an F for participation because your headband's LED blinked the wrong color. So, too true. That would be frustrating. But it's interesting that they're trying this out. The question is it all nonsense? I mean, do we even have the technology so that you could have a headband that would properly judge whether you were paying attention or not? I don't know that we would. Although I know they use that kind of stuff for in colleges where people are taking tests and they're doing them remotely. There's like software that makes sure your eyes are focused on the screen.
I have some recent experience with that.
Yeah, and so it's like kind of overbearing. Not as much as the China stuff.
No.
But like it takes control of your computer.
My wife, Ashley, needed to borrow my laptop to do a test for like a food service thing, like you renew every 5 years or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they took control of my computer.
That's so weird.
They closed off or disabled all my keyboard shortcuts that take screenshots, which I use daily.
Yeah.
So I'm glad Ashley said something about it, because I would have been like trying to do stuff for See It Now.
What
and it would
the
have been like,
hell?
no.
It's broken.
They closed most of my software. I still haven't been able to get my email back to the right color. I'm like,
that's so strange.
They just lock it down so much. And I was
then,
like,
it's interesting that they do it to begin with, but the idea that after you're done and they're done monitoring you taking a test, that they don't revert back to where they were. They're just like, ha! It's like they go.
Sucker.
They went into a convenience store, knocked everything off the shelves, and left. And you go, oh, thanks, but really appreciate that. Somebody over.
I mean, there's a couple life situations where people just kind of leave you with the cleanup.
Yeah, they're like, there's a mess now, you clean it up. Somebody on Twitch was saying, imagine if they did this into just one school in the United States. If they had kids with headbands and cameras tracking them.
Uniforms with tracking chips?
Yeah, with tracking chips, monitoring where the students are. You know what's sad in American? The only way they'd be able to get away with it is if they said it was to prevent a school shooting. That's the only way. They'd be like, we want to know where all the students are.
Don't give them ideas.
In China, they're like, we want to make them smarter. We want to make them as smart as we possibly can. We're getting too soft over here. We are getting too soft. The Chinese people. Oh, I almost said that wrong.
You almost said China people.
The Chinese people are lapping us right now, and we're just watching it all happen in real time. Over to Freddy Mercury, who's selling off a bunch of stuff. His family is, his estate, as they say. It says he was the king of Queen, and his crown could be yours for the right price. There is a huge auction coming down the line in September, and there's a lot of really killer stuff in there. It's not just stuff from the band. It's also artwork like Picasso and some other famous artists, and then lyrics for We Are the Champions, which would be pretty cool to have. They said there's also stationery from British Midland Airways. That's supposed to fetch between $250,000 and $375,000. His rhinestone-studded crown that he wore one time, his fake fur cloak when he sung Champions at the Nebworth House north of London during the Queen's final concert together in 1986.
Does it say how much some of the stuff is expected to fetch?
Yeah. For instance, the crown alone, $75,000 to $100,000. But if you got a smaller budget and you're a big Queen fan, you could get something like the silver mustache comb from Tiffany & Company for $500 to $700. You can pull that out all the time, combing your mustache. And people, well, that's interesting.
Pretty sweet.
So this is Freddie Mercury's mustache comb that I'm using right now. This is worth $500.
I'm going to throw something out here that's kind of dark.
All right,
but
usually I do that.
I want to know if you guys think this would be something that would fetch a lot of money, or if people would go, I don't know, that's too much. I don't want to. I'm not trying to pay a bunch of money for something like that. It's a little gives me the wrong feels.
Like an AIDS test?
Yeah, the positive AIDS test.
God, man.
Like the results. The result. I don't even know if, AIDS was still pretty damn new when Freddie Mercury got that. I don't know how.
Did he go to a place and they gave him like a printout? You think I don't know if that's a thing. Here, sir.
Just dropped.
Yeah, here you go. Here's your paperwork. You have AIDS. Here you go. Take this and be on with yourself. I don't know if that happens. But they have had, Marilyn Monroe had an auction, and they had her medication. That they sold. So it's not like that would be undoable,
right?
If that was a thing, and it would be very collectible.
Think about the collectability of certain celebrities, like arrest reports, death certificate, stuff like that. There is dark stuff out there that people would want to collect.
Yeah,
that could make the list.
Yeah, I got this thing that I'm working on trying to get right now. I almost don't want to tell anybody about it because I want one so bad.
Josh's liver numbers?
No, it's not
my liver numbers?
I could easily get a hold of your guys' liver numbers if I need to. I know people.
Think you can. I'll gladly tell you.
I can pull the strings.
Good.
Yeah, they're better than mine. I know that. But
mine are better than yours.
Everybody's are better than mine. Okay, I'm not winning at this game. We were watching this movie not too long ago. And they had in one of the scenes something, and I said immediately, I have to have that. Like, I've got to have this. And now I've got all of my alerts up all over the place. And again, I'm hesitant to say this because when one pops up out there, now somebody else might think it's cool, and there's going to be a bidding war. And I don't want a bidding war with anybody. I'll tell you what this is. What this thing is that I'm trying to desperately find that I want to purchase is probably going to be pricey. But I'll tell you what that is. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Facebook may have changed how it looks, but we still remain your source for the content you never knew you needed or wanted. Real Radio 104.1 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Watch out for slowdowns on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. There's delays on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. Heading westbound on I-4, you can expect delays between the Beach Line and before State Road 535. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Real Radio wants to give you tacos for talkbacks. We've teamed up with Tijuana Flats to give away $25 in Tijuana Flats cash. All you have to do is use the Real Radio Talkback feature on our free iHeartRadio app. And it doesn't matter what you send because all talkbacks will be entered for the $25 Tijuana Flats cash. We'll draw multiple winners each Friday, so you can check out the 2 for $20 weekends every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Tijuana Flats for a limited time, where you get 2 entrees, 2 drinks, and appetizers for just $20 every weekend at Tijuana Flats for a limited time. Use the Real Radio Talkback on the iHeartRadio app now for your chance to win $25 in Flats cash to try 2 for $20 weekends only at Tijuana Flats.
The podcast Let's Talk About Myths, baby, retells stories from Greek and Roman mythology, from gods and goddesses to heroes and monsters. Explore the weird and often awful things the ancient deities were up to.
When it comes to Melanoi, people want to take this idea of the romance of Hades and Persephone to a happy ever after.
Listen to Let's Talk About Myths, baby, on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Getting a Jersey Mike's sub top Mike's way with onion, lettuce, tomatoes, oregano, and the juice is the bee's knees. Actually, it's better than the bee's knees. I mean, what's the purpose of knees on bees? They don't crouch, they just buzz around. But Mike's Way has a purpose, topping your sub the authentic Jersey way. It's the cat's pajamas. Wait, cats don't wear pajamas. Mike's Way is better. Let's just leave it at that. Get your sub top Mike's Way. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Spring has sprung and business is blooming. That means you could turn over a new leaf in a new Mitsubishi. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. And I'm so excited about our spring sale, I wet my plants. This week I'll give you up to $4,000 more than Kelley Blue Book value for your old ride. So if the bloom is off the roads with your current car, buck up, Buttercup, in a 7-passenger, 5-star safety-rated 2023 Outlander starting at only $26,900. Or check out the 2023 Mirage, cleanest gas car in America. And for your peace of mind, all Mitsubishis come with a lifetime limited warranty. Do other dealers rake you through the mud over past credit mishaps? We're rooting for you, and our rates start at only 1.9. Plus, you could get way more than your car's worth and drive a nicer, newer car today. But hurry, this deal will get picked over soon. I'm RC Hill Mitsubishi. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price determines actual trade allowance. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends April 30th, 2023. See dealer for details.
One of the most innovative and prestigious bands in modern symphonic metal, Heavy Icons Camelot, is coming to the Hard Rock Live Orlando Saturday, September 9th. Camelot, the Awaken the World Tour, with special guests Battle Beast and Xandria, September 9th. Tickets are on sale Friday at the Hard Rock Live box office and Ticketmaster.
Get ready to roll through McDonald's with the crew. Free up those cup holders, because any size, any flavor is the vibe, and you're getting all the drinks. Make it a tasty frozen Coke, a fun frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, a cool frozen Sprite Limonade, a delicious Southern-style sweet tea, or a bold McCafe iced coffee. So many flavors. Any size is just $1.99. There are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, and Limonade are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company.
When we made our McDonald's Spicy Chicken McNuggets, you were praise hands emoji. Then we ran out, and you were streaming tears emoji. Now they're back, so you can be grinning face with sweat emoji. Order ahead on the McDonald's app.
But they're only back for a limited time, so make like a lightning emoji and get yours fast. Order ahead on the app and get 30% off when you spend $5 or more using mobile order and pay. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 4/1/23 through 4/30/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Limited time only. Excludes tax.
If you love Florida and you love fun, then might I suggest you pick up a rod and reel and go fishing? Because here in the Sunshine State, fishing, fun, and Florida just go together. And you know what else goes with fishing, fun, and Florida? I'll give you a hint. It starts with an L. That's right, a license. Getting your fishing license opens up a whole lot of fun and new memories, and it's never been easier to get one. Just visit fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com to order yours. And before you know it, you'll be more relaxed than you can even imagine. Casting your line in your local fishing hole, propping your feet up in that rental rowboat, and of course, catching the big one. So go to fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com Then plan your escape, because fishing is a great way to connect with family, friends, and of course, nature. Your fishing license is just a few clicks away. Order yours today at fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com and enjoy all the fishing, fun, and Florida you deserve.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
To your dispatches from the News Junkie app or thenewsjunkie.com. We'll get to those in just a moment. I was talking before the break and saying there's something that I want to get. I'm trying to get so bad, but it's almost impossible to get. I'll get it at some point. I'll probably have to pay a pretty penny for it. But I'm hesitant to even mention it because I know that other people might like this if you're weird like me. And then you'll be out there searching for one of them. And Courtney and I were watching either a movie or a TV show, I don't remember. And it popped up in this scene. And I go, oh, my God, we got to get one of those. We have to get one of those. I have a couple of things that I really like that I've been searching for a while. And to most people, they're stupid. But to me, I like this kind of stuff. Like if you get the original Game of Life, like the Game of Life, the board game, the original one had one tile on it that if you landed on it, it was suicide. And you died in the game. And there was a bunch of other options like your kids die or whatever. There's all these terrible things in the game. And then they refreshed it and like cleaned it up for everybody. The old ones are kind of collectible now. And I like those kind of things. This, though, the moment I saw it, I said, I have to have this. And I'm monitoring everywhere for it. It's a 1960s Narcotics and Dangerous Drugs Identification Kit. And cops used to have these, and they would go to either teach other cops or to schools and stuff, and they would put these out on display, and it has sections like hallucinogens, opiates, heroin.
Wait. Is the actual drugs inside them?
No, these are all like, the drugs are fake, but they're made to look exactly like they do when they're on the streets. And yeah, they put like all of this stuff together so the cop can go in and go, oh, let's take a look at what we found on this person, and then compare it to, you know, the weed section where it shows you what joints look like and where it shows you all this other stuff. It's killer. There's the whole section for amphetamines, and like they show you the pills so you can look at this and see what it all is. And it's got actual pills in there, but they're not real actual pharmaceutical.
What's the tobacco part?
The tobacco part is in there, I think, maybe to compare to weed, so you know what you're running into.
Heroin outfit.
Yeah, there's like all like a heroin kit and all this. Oh, I want one so bad. I want one of these things. And it says Master on the top, and it says Narcotics and Dangerous Drugs Identification Kit, and they're really hard to find. Got my eyes on one of those suckers.
I just realized it says marijuana cigarettes.
It does. Yeah, all of it is a throwback for me. And I dig this kind of stuff. I think it's very, very cool, but hard to find. And I can't miss out on this because Courtney is already mad as hell at me for losing out on 2 auctions that I just barely, like, I was like, I don't know if I should pay that much. And she won't ever let me get over this, or she won't get over this. She constantly comes after me for this. But I once was in an auction for the Home Alone map, the map that battle plan that Kevin makes, Kevin McAllister in Home Alone, the actual one that they use in that scene. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. That would be cool to have and frame up somewhere. And I think it got up to like a couple $1,000s or something, and I was like, it's a little too much. I'm not going to pay that much. And Courtney is always mad at that. And the other one was from a whorehouse that was going out of business, or like up to auction, and it had all.
You're
going to
buy one of the whores, like on liquidation.
Next up, she's 38 years old.
Extra liquidation.
No, it was. They had this thing. It was from like the early 1900s, and it was a garter belt that the prostitutes would wear that had a little gun on it.
Ooh.
And it was real. The whole thing was real. And I was like, this is cool. I gotta get that. So those are the things that I like to spend my money on.
Yeah.
Probably not something that you're into, but there you go. Before we get to your dispatches, we got a couple of other things that we need to catch up on. They had their shot and they lost out on it. Let me pay this one off. Be Real, they say, is now kind of collapsing in on itself. It became something that everybody was talking about for a hot second. You had your Be Real moments. Those were going viral. What happens with this app is one time per day, they do a push notification, and it says, hey, post a photo to the app right now. People share the photograph of wherever they are or whatever they got going on. One woman famously did it while she was at the gynecologist, and you saw the doctor like down between her legs. It was a breakout hit, and now it's just completely faded away. They have dropped 61% from peak use, from about 15 million people that were using it in October of this year to about 6 million or less in March of 2023. Not great. And it's just you don't adapt fast enough. You got to make sure that when you get the audience, you can keep the audience. Naomi on YouTube says, buying used horror items? Well, yeah, I already have one. Right next to Josh, there's in the studio.
Oh, this thing.
The bell.
Yeah, there's a bell, and that is the bell from the Mustang Ranch, I believe.
Yep.
The whorehouse, the Mustang Ranch. And in the Mustang Ranch, you would have that by the checkout, and when the guy's finished, they would hit that bell, and
I made it.
And they would pay and leave out
So
of
wait,
there.
that was the finish bell? That wasn't the call it a new horror bell?
Nope, that was the like, hey, I'm going to make the payment now bell that was at the desk.
Ew.
Maybe they used it for calling it the new whores, but doesn't it say on there? It says Mustang Ranch.
Property of the Mustang Ranch, established 1955.
Yeah, so I like all that kind of stuff. I'm into that. All right, let's hear from a couple of you real quick.
1955 doesn't seem like that long ago.
No, but I think
for a whorehouse.
Yeah, there hasn't been some way before that, right? Like all those ones
we're
out.
thinking like the 1800s.
Yeah, I would think in the Vegas area there was some that were definitely predating that. All right, here is Jiggly Bits talking about Marshall. It says, okay, yeah,
Sean,
yeah.
keep Marshall Mathers' name out yo mouth.
I will. I mean, I like the guy. I don't have a problem with him. I just didn't know Sealand and Josh were such ardent supporters of Eminem.
Seems like you have a problem.
I didn't know that I had to step lightly around that, but I will for now.
Watch yourself.
Here's I've Been Everywhere in Florida saying no gun for Sean.
I feel like Sean with a gun would be like Will Ferrell and the other guys when he's a pimp. Gator needs his gat.
I wouldn't be that bad.
Gator don't play that.
But that's a funny movie. This is Kara talking about the next episode. Uh-oh, Josh.
Oh, I'm done.
Hey, News Junkies.
Hey.
Happy Thursday.
Yeah, you too.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Next time no one volunteers to do the next episode, I'll do it. Hit me up. Hey. Smoke weed every day.
Oh, we'll consider, Kara.
Smoke weed every day.
I thought she was going to say I sucked.
No, she just said if
I mean,
nobody's...
she kind of did. If she thinks she could do
Whatever,
better.
man.
In a way, she's saying, look, hey, if you guys are that hard up for finding somebody to do this segment,
Call in Kara.
if you don't mind, I'll do it.
I'll ring the whore bell.
Here's M.I. Mel.
I didn't mean
Wow.
it, Kara.
Oh, my God.
I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like
Jeez.
that.
How else did you mean it?
Just like, hey, we need someone to fill in.
Yeah, a whore? That's what it sounds like.
I'm sorry, Kara.
Here's
I love
M.I.
you.
Mel with the dispatch.
Hey guys, the caller you're talking about is named George, and he used to call every show and debate who the best singer was. Celine
Freddy
Dion.
Mercury?
Not a good singer.
The best actor, the best movie, and he
Oh, yeah.
always
Shawshank
stuck to
Redemption
his
is not
gun.
a good movie.
It was his cadence. It was like the sound of his voice. It was everything.
It does not have any Academy Awards.
I've seen C-Lane like arguing in his booth before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on in there? And I go in and he's like,
George.
oh, it's George again. And he's like, Freddie Mercury is not a good singer. And just so angry over the dumbest thing. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
What the best was always. Where are you, George? Come back. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate you. I think we got time for just one more here. Here is Simanos with the dispatch.
Hey, junkies, just wanted to chime in real quick on
Hey.
the butthurt Amazon girl. I work for Amazon as well.
Yeah?
We don't take breaks.
Okay.
90-minute breaks? No. We go. And you know what else happens? Is we, the rest of the drivers, do something what's called a rescue.
A rescue?
And that means we go to her van and take out the rest of her packages and deliver them for her.
Oh.
She's butthurt. Who cares?
Damn,
Amazon driver.
bro.
Chiming out.
All right. Thank you. Jeez. You mean to her, too. Josh is going to make another Bell joke about the lady he's talking about.
Watch yourself.
And it's just a tough atmosphere today. It's very, very, very tough.
Rough and tumble show today.
When we come back, Koalak on Discord says, Josh is up in here calling people whores. Damn.
You're next.
Gonna ring the bell on her? This stuff flying everywhere.
Oh, my gosh, that was savage.
All right, back with jury duty in just a moment. The most epic car crash ever. And wait till you hear what happened. It's like the Aristocrats or something. And it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Fresh from Florida.
After months of mocks, it's officially draft day with the Carolina Panthers expected to take Alabama's Bryce Young first overall. Buccaneers pick 19. The Rays are on the road after losing back-to-back games for just the second time this season. Tampa will visit the White Sox to open a weekend set tonight. And there's no tomorrow for the Lightning, who visit Toronto tonight for Game 5 of their Stanley Cup playoff series. The Bolts are hoping to force a Game 6. I'm Scott Davidson.
I'm back, and look at all the Fresh from Florida produce I brought home.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
It's refreshing to know that locally grown Fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop. From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Power through every season with True Fuel, the ready-to-use engineered fuel for outdoor power equipment that lasts for years and provides true convenience, true performance, and true protection. True Fuel is ethanol-free and precision engineered to improve performance and extend the life of trimmers, blowers, chainsaws, and small generators. With True Fuel in the tank, you're always ready for yard work and everything Mother Nature decides to throw at you. True Fuel. Empower your equipment.
Could you use monthly payments to help meet basic needs, like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet? Find out about Supplemental Security Income. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low and you're 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI. Produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. In the divorce process, this comes down to three key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop.
Hardworking Americans like you and me are sick and tired of this brutal stock market. Take ownership of your financial future. Visit Phoenix American Hospitality at PAHinvest.com. Their team of experts buys world-renowned hotel brands like Marriott, Hilton, and Hyatt and maximizes profitability for an investable REIT that's open to everyone. Visit Phoenix American Hospitality at PAHinvest.com to see their incredible track record of double-digit returns in the most volatile of times. Past performance is no guarantee of future results.
Every morning, start your day getting caught up with West 2 News Sunrise.
I'm Meredith McDonough.
And I'm Jason Guy. Here for you with breaking news from around Central Florida.
We want to get back to that breaking news out of Orange County.
Giving you an accurate forecast to plan your day by.
We're also starting off with some cloud cover.
And steering you clear of the backups to make your commute a breeze.
Your travel times out the door are looking pretty good this morning.
Wake up knowing you're ready for today with Jason, Mare, Kellyanne, and Megan. Wake up with West 2 News Sunrise. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
Kelly's all new.
Hello, Carlson.
Every weekday.
Let's do it, Kelly.
Give your day a little love. Oh my gosh. A little joy.
Happy day.
A little laugh.
Well, I'm really hard of hearing. I can't hear that well.
You're going to fit right in on this show because I'm loud. Give your day a little Kelly.
It's this. This is her name. Oh, yeah.
Weekdays at 3 on West 2, followed by West 2 News at 4.
Jim here for my friends at Solar Bear. In Orlando in 2022, there were 3 different utility rate increases and another 4% increase scheduled for April. Stop going along with these rate increases. Now's the time to go solar with Solar Bear, the #1 solar installer in the state of Florida. They can help eliminate your power bill in 2023. Solar Bear, also the highest rated and reviewed solar company in the state, locally owned and operated. That means no subcontractors. Visit solarbear.com today for your free estimate. And check it out right now. 0 down, 0% interest, and no payments for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to your electric bill, but say hi to Solar Bear. Solarbear.com.
Do bank closures, inflation rate hikes, and the roller coaster of the market frighten you as much as it does me? You need to call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick the precious metals. That's it. You now own real precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today and learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan at 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome at the end of your first year. They automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right. Everything you've earned, doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real radio. 104.1.
Jury duty in just a moment. Got too many buttons to hit now, you know?
Oh, you get one button.
There's so many buttons I have to hit now, and I'm screwing everything up, and I apologize for that. But we're back, and we'll get to some of these dispatches that you've been sending.
Joke with different words.
He popped out, and he's in, like, I don't know where it is. He's, like, in this weird room, and he's got, like, a globe behind him, and I don't know if it's a camera or, like, an actual setup he's got, but he's addressing what has been happening since he has parted ways with Fox News. And this video has 17.5 million views already in like 24 hours. So this must be interesting. Let's
Good
see.
evening, it's Tucker Carlson.
Oh, okay.
One of the
Yeah.
first things you realize when you step outside the noise for a few days is how many genuinely nice people there are in this country. Kind and decent people who really care about what's true, and a bunch of hilarious people.
If this is how his new show is going to be, can we back him away from the camera a
The
little bit?
light is way too harsh.
The light is washing him out.
Also, if you're just making a statement, drop the news voice, man.
Yeah, just do it on your phone and chill out a little bit.
That's all he knows how
what's
to
up,
do,
Tuckheads?
guys.
Is that what the fans are called?
They are now.
Tuckheads, all right.
Tuck faces.
There's a lot of them, I guess. Tuck
Of
faces.
those. It's got to be the majority of the population, even now.
Uh-huh.
So that's heartening. The other thing you notice when you take a little time off is how unbelievably stupid most of the debates you see on television are.
True.
They're completely irrelevant. They mean nothing. In 5 years, we won't even remember that we had them. Trust me, as someone who's participated. And yet at the same time, and this is the amazing thing, the undeniably big topics, the ones that will define our future.
You know what I feel like is happening here? This happens to me. All right? What's happening to Tucker Carlson happens to me.
Yeah, you get fired a lot.
I've had my times, but when we take a big break at the end of each year in December, we get about 2 weeks off. It's the only big break that we really take as a show. And about halfway through it, I get kind of bored because I'm not stimulated by doing the show every day.
Right.
And Courtney gets mad because I start like trolling her, and then I turn my regular
Doing the
life
show for
into the
her?
show. Yeah, it's like a regular life will be the show, and it's because I'm used to doing this every day. I think Tucker Carlson was used to writing like a little monologue every night and then doing it on his show the next day. He's like, I just don't feel right without doing this. So he wrote one, and then he just did it in this random room, and 17.5 million people have watched it.
Get virtually no.
What do you say?
That looks like a virtual background. Is that a
Oh,
random
you
room?
think it is? It very well may be.
Is that the Constitution behind him?
I bet that's in his house.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's got a lot of money, so it could be that this is in his house, or it could. But it kind of looks strange around the edges now that Sealand said that. I'm not sure if that's real or not.
Discussion at all. War, civil liberties, emerging science, demographic change, corporate power, natural resources. When was the last time you heard a legitimate debate about any of those issues? It's been a long time. Debates like that are not permitted in American media.
Until
Both
now.
political parties and their donors have reached consensus on what benefits them, and they actively collude to shut down any conversation about it. Suddenly, the United States looks very much like a one-party state.
You know what? This is a little enlightening to me because he hasn't mentioned one thing at all, and that's Fox News.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe there's some deal in place here where he's not going to mention them.
A gag order of some sort.
Maybe they made some sort of deal on the way out where it was like, look, you don't talk about us, we won't talk about you. Something seems wrong. Otherwise, why wouldn't you say that?
That's a depressing realization, but it's not permanent. Our current orthodoxies won't last. They're brain dead. Nobody actually believes them. Hardly anyone's life is improved by them. This moment is too inherently ridiculous to continue.
Yeah.
And so it won't. The people in charge know this. That's why they're hysterical and aggressive. They're afraid. They've given up persuasion. They're resorting to force. But it won't work.
He's
When
just
honest
blabbing.
people say what's true, calmly and without embarrassment,
It sounds like he's blabbing, but this also sounds prepared.
Yeah, oh, it is. It's a monologue. He 1,000%
totally
wrote
wrote
this down. There's no way he's just winging this right now. Just the delivery of it seems like that's how he would do his actual show.
He's also got his own teleprompter.
Does he?
He definitely does.
In this,
you can
this
tell
room,
by
is
the
it?
way he's talking.
Somebody said it looks like the place where he does a podcast that he does, and somebody else said it kind of looks like my background. I don't have a what's this giant document he has framed here? It's like this big, huge thing.
I'm telling you, that is
The Constitution?
That is either the Declaration of Independence or a Constitution. It's something that has a lot of signatures.
It
as you can
does.
see, and I don't know. It looks like the guy's Fox News guy, or at least he was.
It would make
Big
sense.
old patriot,
Yeah, if you really like America, you go out and spend your monies on a copy of the Constitution.
Yeah, fake old Constitution. Notice there's no constitutions in here.
No,
You hate America.
No, what did I say?
America's
I
a
want to
whore.
buy. I want to. I
a
want to
drug
buy.
kit.
What if I
a
a
kit full of
drug
fake drugs?
a drug identification kit?
That'd be hanging behind you.
That's me
next
versus
to the Home Alone map.
versus Tucker Carlson. I just go in a different direction. So there he is. It got a lot of views on Twitter. There's nothing really exciting in it, unfortunately. But we'll see what happens next. Keep an eye on this whole thing.
The irony that you want a drug identification kit when, like, you're the guy I go to identify drugs, usually. Sean, what's this? Oh, okay, all right.
I just want to brush up on things a little bit. Plus, like the way it looks. All right, let's get into it. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only, Mo DeWitt.
Don't have enough time for that sip of water?
How dare you? That was my own private moment. Why did that need to be brought up? Some of my struggles are private.
He picked it up and then he paused and he went, it's a little too close, and then he put it back down.
I realized that I didn't have enough time to take a sip of water, so I put my water bottle back down. And nobody would have known.
The people deserve the truth.
I looked up after doing that. I saw C-Lane's face, and I should have known. Should have known that was going to happen. Okay, Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE. If you get into an accident, you have a slip and fall, anything like that, you have a lot of options when it comes to attorneys. Choose the one that is going to sit across from you, hear your story, hear you out, and then fight for you against the billion-dollar insurance companies. He's ready to do it now. 866-CALL-MO or go to justcallmo.com. There is a story about an unbelievable, almost aristocrats-esque crash that happened, and here's what they say went down. This is in Philadelphia. It says money was taken from a crashed minivan, and a SEPTA bus wound up crashed into a bank in a wreck that police say was caused by an apparently stolen car. Hard to follow already, but you're going to get this as we go along. Police responded to the scene along Rising Sun Avenue around 1:30 a.m. to find an articulated bus crashed into a PNC Bank branch with a crashed Hyundai sedan on one side and a wrecked minivan behind it. Medics took an unresponsive young man for the passenger seat of the wrecked Hyundai. He was listed in critical condition with head trauma, so that dude ain't doing very well. Firefighters had to remove part of the minivan to free the trapped driver. The man in his 30s was hospitalized in stable condition. The SEPTA bus driver, a man in his 60s, had injuries to the face and head. All three passengers on board the bus got off and left before talking to police. They just hightailed it out of there. So the vehicle that started the accident was the Hyundai. It was stolen last week from Northwest Philadelphia. After the wreck, the driver of the Hyundai got out of the stolen car and into a Volkswagen that was following the vehicle at that time. Police found blood on the driver's side of the Hyundai, so it's possible the driver was hurt. So somebody, after one of the crashes, this is so low too. After one of the crashes, the guy who was in critical condition, somebody went over to his car and he's probably like, oh, Thankfully, finally, we got somebody who's going to be here to help me out right now after getting in an accident. And the person came up and robbed him after his car accident. Huh. Somebody came up and robbed him and took his money. Ended up with 3 different vehicles in this crash, and just a very weird situation, all told. Okay, we do have to take a very quick break here. When we come back, the Conjoined twins are back, and they have some secrets to spill. Ooh. We just got to know these two, but Lupita and Carmen Andrade, they're back with some secrets about their sex lives. We'll hear that in just a moment. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your shot at $1,000 is next. Brought to you locally by Mills Air. If you want a shot at $5,000, make sure you're listening to us on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for slowdowns heading westbound on I-4 between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. There's delays heading westbound on I-4 between the Beach Line and before State Road 535. You can expect your regular congestion on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. There's slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you breaking news from the state of Florida. It's blueberry season! You can find locally grown Florida blueberries in stores now for all your favorite homemade recipes. Ask for Fresh from Florida where you shop.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Wassey's Meat Market for the lowest price on a big green egg.
Poor Sam was a mess. Always itching, licking. His paws were soaking wet. He had bald spots on his back. DINOVITE.com. 2 weeks after he started Dynamite, I started seeing great improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent. Dynamite is nutrition. Dynamite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynamite from DINOVITE.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Orlando is growing, and Ocean Bank is here to bring you even more possibilities with our new branch right in the heart of the city. Visit us in downtown Orlando today. Ocean Bank. Member FDIC.
Hi, everybody. Jim here with a giant welcome to Orlando, to our friends over at Life Imaging FLA up from South Florida, where they've saved hundreds of lives. And now you have an opportunity to visit these guys just like me. I am pretty darn fired up to get my heart and body scan as a proactive preventive measure to my long-term health. After losing my mom to kidney disease and my uncle to lung cancer, never smoked a cigarette in his life, you have to look at your long-term health care differently. Life Imaging FLA can help you do that. And by the way, they're giving out free heart scans right now. It's a fact. 1 out of 3 people will die from heart disease, and in 30 to 40% of heart attacks, the very first symptom, is sudden death. Do what I'm doing. Get that peace of mind through prevention. Get that heart and body scan from Life Imaging FLA. And while you're there, ask about their cancer scan as well. And Life Imaging FLA scan is easy. They don't use any dyes. You don't have to get undressed, and it only takes about 10 minutes. From your cell phone, call pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Just say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Hear that? That's the sound of someone experiencing Marco's new bold Magnifico pizzas. Enjoy 2 kinds of pepperoni on the Pepperoni Magnifico. Revel in Old World sausage on the new Sausage Magnifico. And rejoice in harmonious layers of savory pepperoni and sausage on the new Ultimate Magnifico. Try new Magnifico pizzas starting at $9.99 at Marcos.com. Marcos. Pizza lovers, get it. Price and participation may vary. See store for details.
The podcast Founding Son, John Quincy's America, examines the legacy of the 6th U.S. president, who spent his final decades battling the slaveocracy, featuring the voices of Patrick Warburton as John Quincy Adams and Nick Offerman as Andrew Jackson.
Was there ever witnessed such a barefaced corruption in any country before?
This blustering has an air of desperation.
Listen to Founding Son, John Quincy's America, a Curiosity podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates, it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Welcome to Pollo Tropical. Would you like to try our new coconut shrimp?
Coconut shrimp, shrimp and the coconut. Coconut shrimp, coconut shrimp.
Coco y camarón.
Pollo is serving up perfectly golden, sweet, and savory coconut shrimp in a bowl, platter, or on the side with our pineapple rum sauce. We're going coconuts for the all-new coconut shrimp, only at Pollo Tropical.
Coconut shrimp, coco y camarón.
Spring in and drive out in a new Nissan, like the new Rogue, the Altima, or Titan at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH, C-A-S-H, CASH. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Updates on those conjoined twins. I really want them to join us on the show. I gotta have a conversation with these two. That's such an interesting thing, and it's a difficult life, like no doubt about it. You know, I'm inspired by so many people, and it's usually like weird videos that inspire me, things that people would see as like strange. For instance, when you see there's a woman who was on a television show once, and she has no arms. And they followed her for a day, and they showed her driving her car. They showed her making scrambled eggs for her kids. They showed her doing all kinds of things that you would think, there's no way this person can do this.
I can't even picture it.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, it was unbelievable to see this. And you go, this person was handed a bad go at life. They said, you're going to have to deal with more struggles than other people. But yet they persisted, and yet they were able to do stuff. And I think that about conjoined twins, too. Like, God, man, there's been times in my life where I've had people around me that were sick. Like, my sister was sick one time when I was younger, and she had to have a liver transplant. And she had, like, a tube in her nose, and she was, like, jaundice, you know, very yellow-colored, like a Simpsons character or something. And we would go to the Winn-Dixie, and we'd be walking around, and you can just feel everybody looking at somebody like that. Like, everybody is staring and looking and glaring. And in those moments, you go, damn, imagine if you're a little person, or if you're a gigantic fat ass. Or...
I thought about this.
That's the medical term. Sir, you have gigantic fat assism.
My doctor may as well have said that before. It's I don't know if it's just as hurtful as morbidly obese or
morbidly obese is pretty hurtful. Yeah. It's like, can we come up with another name for this?
I don't think he actually said the words out loud, but it definitely went on the paper.
It should be, instead of morbidly obese, if they could have just a chunky scale, because chunky is so
like they do with dogs and cats.
Yeah, it would be so much easier to deal with that. You'd be like, you're chunky level 5.
Sir, here you are in the oh Lord, he coming.
I would think that'd be great if they could do that.
But no, I thought of this when we were doing the show yesterday, and we were talking about these twins because we've seen pictures of this so many times.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a couple pictures of them at the beach. And then I, in my head, imagine being at the beach, like laying down, Got my umbrella over me.
Hanging out.
Have a couple White Claws.
Yeah.
And then maybe some sunscreen on. Probably not enough, knowing me.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden I see that go by.
Yeah.
And I go, what the hell? Like, it would be one of those moments where my wife's like, fix your face. Fix your face, man. Fix your face right now.
And she would probably handle it just fine, but you're like,
I don't know if she would.
wow.
I don't know if Ashley would.
It brings me back always to the Quagmire joke in Family Guy, where it was Peter Griffin's joke, where he had somebody come to the door that had like a mangled leg or something, and he's like, "Don't say anything about their mangled leg." And then the moment he opens the door, he blurts out the thing that he wasn't supposed to say. I forgot what it was. Oh man, whatever.
There was same TV show.
Yeah.
But there was a whole thing where Brian and Stewie were they went to Tom Tucker's house because there was an issue with
I think
his
this is what I'm
son.
talking about.
And Tom Tucker's kid has an upside down face.
Yeah.
And he's like, no matter what, don't say anything about his upside down face. And he's like, I'm sorry, but this whole thing has turned his whole world upside down face.
3 seconds in, you mentioned it. I've had this situation before where somebody, not obviously a conjoined twin, but somebody who stands out a little bit is coming to me. And I always try to just be as absolutely normal as possible. Because what I don't like is when some people see somebody like that and they're like, oh, hey, how you doing? And you're like, talking down to people who may be in a situation where they're like missing a limb or if they're conjoined twins, talking down to them is worse than just insulting them in some ways. I'm not for that. Just like talk to people like they're normal. I think that is the best way to handle it.
You ever find yourself in a situation where you don't realize there is something special about the person, like a deformity?
I don't know if I have. I know that
because missing an arm, you usually see right away.
It's easy to pick up on.
But I have reached out for the handshake from a person with a not so regular hand.
Did you just go for it?
I mean, I think I just squoze it. And, all right,
how the hell are you?
How you doing?
Oh God!
I shook hands with Shorty dangerously, not realizing that he uses his hands to stand.
Yep, he does.
I reached out. He went for it. It was a good handshake.
Yeah, he Shorty dangerously performed at one of the Just Okay events, and he has no lower half of his body. He's still really he's jacked because of it, because his arms have to be strong.
He has to be.
Nice guy.
He drove there himself in like some big Oldsmobile or something like that.
I think it was like a Lincoln.
A big Lincoln car or whatever. And he gets around. He does everything. He does a whole huge stage show with like smashing glass, and it was wild. But yeah, that was interesting. And it's weird with him because I would talk to him too, Josh. And when we were behind the stage and I'm talking with Shorty dangerously, it's harder to be completely normal in the conversation because he's so far down on the ground.
Yeah, but I don't want to like crouch and be like, hey, sport.
Exactly. Getting down on one knee would seem like, oh, that's even more offensive than this. Anyhow, these conjoined twins, there's an update on them. They are opening up about their life together. People are now starting to fixate on them, and they're talking about the good and the bad of their whole situation. So if you don't know about them, they were born in Mexico but grew up in Connecticut, and it's Lupita and Carmen Andrade, the 22-year-old conjoined twins. They share a pelvis, a reproductive system, they share a liver, and they share a bloodstream even. They each have one leg. Carmen controls the right leg, and Lupita controls the left leg.
Okay.
That must be difficult.
Yeah.
It's a lot of coordination.
They have to figure out how to do that because one of the conjoined twins controls one leg, the other controls the other leg, and they have to work them together to be able to walk. That's wild. Consider that when you're working with all the tough things in your life. It's not all rainbows and sunshine. We have a lot of challenges, but we have a great life, Carmen said. We go to movies and concerts, and we travel on planes. One ticket is all it takes because there's only one set of legs.
Lucky.
They only have to have one set of legs.
Yeah, hold on, though. And I mean, I know there would probably be some blowback on the airline for this.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're too fat for one seat in the airplane,
right,
they want you to buy another seat.
Yeah, you would definitely be like,
if you were a conjoined twin
in the way,
doesn't some of you spill over into other parts?
You get a little Lupita in the seat next to you.
Man, your other head is in my seat.
But they only have one set of legs. I don't know how. I want to ask them that question. They said they explained they never tried to have any surgery that would separate them, as it could be fatal for one or even both of them. When they were little, they had physiotherapy to learn how to sit up and work their legs. They took their first steps when they were 4 years old. When it comes to dating, they have a bit of a different outlook. Carmen has a boyfriend named Daniel. Daniel, I'd like to talk to you as well. While Lupita is asexual. I never tried to hide the fact that I'm a conjoined twin, which meant I got a lot of messages from guys with fetishes. And we were talking about this yesterday.
Makes sense.
Like, if somebody was with something like that, is it a fetish or are they just, like, blind to it? You know, like when somebody says, I'm not racist, I'm colorblind. I don't even see people's. It's like, okay, of course you do. We all see what everybody around us looks like. You can't just say... Nope. Never see the color in your life.
This guy is the least racist guy in the world.
These people, the two of them, the conjoined twins.
Did we hear that exact line from somebody? Like, who was being accused of something. I'm the least racist guy.
It was probably an actual racist.
That's quite a claim to make. Out of all the people on planet Earth. So they said they learned how to do all of this. One of them is asexual. Carmen met her boyfriend on the dating app Hinge. And I am so curious as to her profile on Hinge. Did it just have her head in the picture, or did it have the shot of the two of them?
That would be a mind F. If,
one airline seat, one dating profile.
Yeah. You're just both. If you're both in there, then you're being honest about what's going on. But if only one of you is in there and you go, okay, let's go out on a date. You want to go to Chili's or something? Yeah, let's go to Chili's. You meet this woman at Chili's and you realize she's a conjoined twin, you might feel a little misled. You might feel like that wasn't being totally honest.
You would need to be upfront about that, I think.
Yeah, you don't put that out there.
This person on the texting service says 1 set of legs, but 2 bags of airline peanuts.
Yep, I hope so. Even though she and Daniel are dating, Carmen said they are not sexually intimate with each other. During an interview with Jubilee, she described their bond as more of a close friendship. Jubilee, well, this is the YouTube channel. I want to hear an interview with this. Maybe we could learn more about these two. Hang on, let me see if I can pull this up.
YouTube channel you watch?
Yeah, Jubilee is this YouTube channel. Here's an example of one of the videos that they've done. They have a selection of guys, and the guys go up there, and they all talk for a minute, answer a couple of questions, and then all of the guys and the two women on the panel guess how big their penises are.
Oh.
And then they measure them and report back and live on the show say, whether they were right or wrong about the size. That's the kind of channel this is. That's why they have 7.9 million subscribers. Because
it's also why they get conjoined twins?
Yeah, I guess so. There's another one where there's this one's called Who Is Not in a Gang? And there's 5 guys. 5 guys, 4 of them are actually in a gang. One's not in a gang. And you have to pick the person who is not in the gang out. Who is not human? There's so many of these.
Who had sex first? I'd lose that one.
I don't see the interview with.
Why don't you search their?
Okay, that's a good idea. Let me see. Jubilee conjoined twins, and this might be old in the media outlets. Just found it. We're conjoined. Oh, this is them. We're conjoined twins. Ask us anything. Oh man, let me see what they say here. Right,
Joined twins, what would you ask?
So many questions. All right, get to it.
And Carmen's a student, and I'm a college dropout.
Like, how are you guys conjoined? Like, I can't.
Are you going to ask them that question as you're right in front of them?
They can't see each other.
Imagine
they can't?
Imagine being the dropout and you're forced to keep going to school because your twin wants to keep going.
And you're not getting credit for it or anything?
Yeah, you're like, I just have to sit here.
This is unfortunate right here.
We're basically connected at the torso, and we share a pelvis, stuff like that. We have 2 separate hearts. We don't share a brain, obviously. Reproductive system, basically the same. Digestive system, we have 2 separate stomachs, but it connects into basically one digestive system, excuse me. We have 1 leg each, so it took a long time to learn how to
That's so wild.
17 years, actually.
Yeah,
wow,
exactly.
Yeah.
It took 17 years to learn how to perfectly walk.
Why the hell do they do this video? They get the conjoined twins in there, but they don't have them see each other.
Yeah, I don't know why they're blocked off from them. Like the person who's asking the
Is this
questions.
released in 2020? This is like COVID time?
Oh, it may have been. No, it's a year ago. So it's 2022. That's what it was from.
Girls feel the same physical sensations and stuff.
Our own sides are our own sides.
And like that's like if you get stung
What
by
about the middle?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, exactly.
Fashion-wise, do you guys get custom clothing much, or is it fairly...
No, buddy. They go to the store and they go into the Conjoined twins section. Of course they get custom clothing.
Sean is mad at anything that's not about sex. Any question for these people?
I do want to know
I mean,
that.
theoretically, they could buy like a 4X t-shirt and use each sleeve as a neck hole.
That's true.
But
they could.
Somebody asked about sensation, which he was...
We know what he was
trying to get to the heart of the matter here, and she said, we each feel things on our side. What about the middle?
Because one leg is for each of them, right?
Uh-huh.
So then if you split that, it's like, I don't know, it depends on who has feeling in that area, I guess. Let's see what else they got.
Like regular shopping.
Shirts, we buy 2 tops, and then we have a seamstress that sews them together.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like some type of like telepathy like between you guys?
Okay, nerd.
Yeah, of all the questions.
Are you able to like read each other's like emotional states really well?
Everybody is going with that question, it would seem. Like, because you're conjoined twins, are you able to read each other like telepathically? Twins do that sometimes, though, so I think it's fair to ask it.
Yes, actually. We both kind of have anxiety. Lupita has it a little bit worse than I do. It's more of like a gut feeling, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I am a very big introvert, but because she doesn't like to speak a lot to new people, I kind of am forced to become more extrovert,
interesting.
And she is the comedic relief type of thing.
I have really good one-liners.
How was it like growing up for you guys?
How do you think it was? For God's sake.
It was awesome.
It was difficult. It took them 17 years to learn how to walk. I'm so impressed by these people. I think it's fantastic. And some of those, that actually was a good question. When they started talking about the anxiety and stuff, that's an interesting one where the one girl's like, I'm an introvert, I don't want to do this, but she doesn't talk when we are introduced to people. So I'm forced into the role of like having to speak up for the both of us.
It's weird that one of them's asexual.
Mm-hmm.
Because
maybe she doesn't have feeling there, though.
Yeah, but does that mean the other one just doesn't get to have sex? I mean, because if she wants to, now you're kind of forcing the other person to
I
do
know.
Like a timeshare on that part.
Yeah, I know that these are interesting questions, honestly. Like, legally, would you need consent from both of the people who are in the conjoined twin? I would think yes would be the answer. So I think,
what if they got in a fight? Like they got in a big disagreement and they started to hate each other. How do you deal with
we
that?
can't really slam the door or anything, like, leave and go to another room. You probably, I bet they threaten each other. Like, I'm going to go get the saw. Enough's enough. This is all over.
Because I'm saying, like you said, and it's a completely viable question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need consent from both of them?
Yeah.
What if one of them, just to be stubborn, just never says yes, never consents? Like, I don't want to do it.
The asexual one.
The asexual one says, I hate using asexual, but that's what it's come to mean. To me, when you first learn that word, it means you reproduce by yourself.
Right.
But it's come to mean non-sexual.
Right.
So the asexual one says, I am so asexual that I'm just going to say nope.
And it screws everything up for the person who does want to try out those things. Let's see what else they ask you.
Kids would sometimes bully us, but
Sometimes.
because my mom raised us to not take shit from people.
Amen to that.
Yeah, like I can't. I'm too Mexican for like to really. Take
You
that
guys
kind
are
of abuse.
Mexican?
Yeah.
No.
That's what blows his mind?
Oh, what?
Wait, dude. They
You guys are
share a torso, bruh.
Hold on. You guys are Mexicans?
You mean to tell me?
That is wild. Oh, I want to see some more of this. I'll save this and we'll try to get into a little bit more of it and get into your dispatches, plus a story about teachers.
People are trying to work out the issues, the sexual issues on the texting service.
They're complex.
Somebody says a good set of noise-canceling headphones and a blindfold could fix that.
The person's still going to feel it. One of the legs is their leg. So you're literally between two people's legs.
If they get pregnant, do you got to ask both about, and they spelled out mismotions.
That's you know what? That's funny, but it's actually a legitimate question.
Yeah.
Because they share a reproductive tract. So one of them getting pregnant is, in essence, both of them getting pregnant. It's just very, very interesting.
I'm not repeating that.
I put out a request for them to see if they'll do an interview. I have so many more questions I'd love to ask. When we come back, we'll get into all that, plus the story about these teachers in the state of Florida. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
We know you're spending some of your work time on Facebook. Like our page at Real Radio 1041, and we'll keep your secret. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Lake Mary Boulevard heading eastbound before Sanford Avenue. The left turn lanes are blocked. You can expect delays on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. There's slowdowns on I-4 westbound between World Drive and after Osceola Polkline Road. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Florida Prepaid College Savings Plan. 76% of parents save for college in 2022. Now you can too. Their one-year university plan is their most affordable plan, starting at $45 a month. Open enrollment ends April 30th. Find your plan today.
Mortgage brokers are better. And why, you ask? Well, they do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. It's still going to be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but mortgage brokers have access to dozens of wholesale banks competing for your business. And wholesale banks only loan through mortgage brokers like that mortgage guy, Don. And that mortgage guy, Don, is the best because he made the process of getting a quote or comparing the quote you already have super easy. Now, I don't have to say this, but those of you that are shopping for a mortgage, the process can be complicated, confusing, so frustrating you never want to do it again, but not when it comes to that mortgage guy, Don. You get a better deal on any home loan when you work through a broker, and you get the satisfaction of simplicity and honesty when you work with that mortgage guy, Don. If you want to see a difference, go to the website right now, thatmortgageguydon.com. Click apply now and get a quote or get a free analysis of your existing quote. Plain and simple, no spam, no hassle, just peace of mind. Go to thatmortgageguydon.com.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
Hear that? That's the sound of water coming from leaking pipes. Hi, this is Pete from Repipe Specialists. Let's end those leaks and the damages they can cause to your walls, ceilings, and floors by replacing those old, corroded, or brittle pipes with high-quality new ones. With over 30 years of experience and work that's guaranteed for life, Repipe Specialists will expertly and seamlessly repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. Call us by this Saturday to save 20%. So long, water-dripping drum solos. If you have leaks or even low water pressure, call Repipe Specialists now at 407-337-4020 to schedule a free home estimate and to save 20% on your entire job, plus zero down, zero interest financing for the first 18 months on approved credit, local and insured. Call 407-337-4020 or go to repipe.com. That's 407-337-4020. Repipe.com. Repipe Specialists, making your repipe job fast, seamless, and simple. That's our specialty.
Spring has sprung, and business is blooming. That means you could turn over a new leaf in a new Mitsubishi. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. And I'm so excited about our spring sale, I wet my plants. This week, I'll give you up to $4 grand more than Kelley Blue Book value for your old ride. So if the bloom is off the roads with your current car, Buck up, Buttercup, in a 7-passenger, 5-star safety-rated 2023 Outlander starting at only $26,900. Or check out the 2023 Mirage, cleanest gas car in America. And for your peace of mind, all Mitsubishis come with a lifetime limited warranty. Do other dealers rake you through the mud over past credit mishaps? We're rooting for you. And our rates start at only $1.9. Plus, you could get way more than your car's worth and drive a nicer, newer car today. But hurry, this deal will get picked over soon. I'm RC Hill Mitsubishi. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price determines actual trade allowance. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends April 30th, 2023. See dealer for details.
I'm back! And look at all the fresh from Florida produce I brought home. You have heard of Fresh from Florida, right?
Fresh I have.
That's refreshing to hear.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
And if we're going to freshen up daily meals, it's refreshing to know that locally grown Fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air. Got anything else?
I'm fresh out.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Ocean Bank is coming to Orlando. So we decided to bring you a break from the commercial break. Take this time to dream about how you would grow your business with Ocean Bank. Visit us at oceanbank.com. Ocean Bank. Member FDIC.
Jim here for my friends at Solar Bear. In Orlando in 2022, there were 3 different utility rate increases and another 4% increase scheduled for April. Stop going along with these rate increases. Now's the time to go solar with Solar Bear, the #1 solar installer in the state of Florida. They can help eliminate your power bill in 2023. Solar Bear, also the highest rated and reviewed solar company in the state, locally owned and operated. That means no subcontractors. Visit solarbear.com today for your free estimate. And check it out right now. 0 down, 0% interest, and no payments for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to your electric bill, but say hi to Solar Bear. SolarBear.com.
Could you use monthly payments to help meet basic needs, like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet? Find out about supplemental security income. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low and you're 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI. Produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
C-Lane gatekeeping me over there. King of the buttons. And I asked for one little measly button over here.
Oh, gosh.
Can I have one little button?
Are you going to be a weirdo about this?
And I look over there and I'm like, look, he's got all the buttons. I asked for one, and then I screwed up a saying. I meant to say, what if something happens? You're going to make me jump through a bunch of hoops to fix it. And I said,
I'm going to have to jump a bunch of fences. You said through fences.
I said,
through fences.
You're going to make me jump through a bunch of fences to get this. And then I realized that doesn't work. That's not how you say that. But I may or may not get a button. I may need it because tomorrow we're going to try to launch Sabrina's new desk. Everything should be set up and ready to go. Fingers crossed. But anytime you do something like that, I'm going to probably hate it. And everybody else will probably not even notice the difference in the audio. After like an hour and a half yesterday with Austin in the studio, I said, I think that's starting to sound a little bit better. I think something's still a bit off. And I said, what do you think, Austin? And Austin goes, I thought it sounded fine for the last hour and a half. And I said, oh, okay, all right. This is my ears analyzing the situation here.
Well, I told you the thing that was bothering me today.
What's that?
And you were just like, well, just we'll get some other things and it'll work itself out. And I go, you left the room and I turned to Josh and I go, this guy will obsess for an hour over how blurry the stream looks, he thinks.
Yeah.
Because he stands 2 feet from his 80-inch television and like any normal TV watcher does. And says, hold on.
I want it to be perfect.
Hold on. Yeah, okay. So you want it to be perfect. So you stand a foot and a half away from your TV and go, that's blurry. And then I come in here and I tell you that something's out of focus. You're like, nah, it's fine.
What's out of focus? Oh, the new camera?
Yeah, on the new camera.
I tried to fix it. I tried to move it back. I did the work. I got more to do afterwards.
Well, it looks better now.
Because I changed it.
When I got in today, it looked like crap.
That was Forrest. It got a little too close.
Awkward.
It looked great when he was working on it last night. I just had to pull it back a little bit. Yeah, that's the new area over there for those of you watching on YouTube at twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. And it's almost there. It's like 99% there, but I'm crazy about stuff. I obsess over this stuff.
Crazy about stuff.
I am. Courtney had a thing yesterday after the show where she was sitting on the couch and she started to think about a TV show.
Was her thing not getting attention?
No.
Because I know you had Austin over here, and then you had Forrest over here, and you guys were playing in your studio all day.
No, one of the only times she did get mad at me, though, for real, was I was working on the studio one time, and I kept doing, I think I've told this before, I was like, check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2, and I did it for so long, she slammed it.
Something different!
Read the Bible, do whatever you got, and she was so mad. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. It must be so freaking annoying. So she was trying to think of something. She had thought of this TV show, like a particular episode of a TV show. But in her head, she couldn't remember what show it was. And it was starting to bother her. And she's like, she didn't have enough to Google. Right? She's like, it's a TV show where this happens. But it wasn't enough to go off of. And I told her, I was like, oh, I had this before. When I was a little kid, I was sleeping in my room at my parents' house in the acreage. And I'm in my room sleeping, and I wake up, and then I'm laying in bed trying to go back to sleep. And I started to think about what it's called when people don't want to step on a crack in the sidewalk or won't go under a ladder.
Superstition?
Yes. And when I was thinking about this, I was like, what's the word for that? And then I went further. I'm like, yeah, baseball players have this a lot, and they want to wear the same pair of jeans or whatever. Not jeans on a baseball player.
Yeah, they're baseball jeans.
They want to use the same bat.
Just putting on my baseball jeans. You want to play some baseball in my baseball jeans?
They want to use the same bat every time or whatever, and they have these huge superstitions. But in my head, I could not think of it, and it just started boiling over so much.
Buy me some peanuts and baseball jeans.
I go to my parents' room and I knock on the door. It's like 2:00 in the morning, and my mom goes, "What?" And I go, what's it called when you don't want to do things like step on cracks or you don't want to be near a black cat or go into a ladder? And my mom's like, superstition, get out of here. And I'm like, okay, all right. So it sticks with me. Oh, man. I'm a little crazy, if you haven't noticed. There's a couple issues that are going on here.
You want to talk about it?
No.
Okay.
He likes to keep that all pent up.
Yep. You get it in your body, and then it's like a soda that you keep shaking up. You keep shaking up, and eventually one of these days the cap is going to rocket right off of it and just fly into outer space.
That'll be good.
So, yeah, that should work out well for me. Want to go back to these conjoined twins or
you
what?
haven't blown off your cap in a while.
I know. No, I did yesterday, though, didn't I? Because I said the people who were bugging me about the desk not being...
You were a little angry.
My wife got home from work and said, I only heard a little bit of your show today, and it was Sean whining about some desk.
Jesus, man. You know, I'm just trying to do my best over here. It's all I'm trying to do, for God's sake. Let's go back to the twins. Let's just see what they're saying. I want to hear a good question for them. Right?
What's your last name?
Andrade.
Great.
Solis.
Good question.
Yeah, I was curious just kind of what school was like for you guys. Would you guys cheat off each other, or is it safe to assume?
I mean, yeah, when we were little, we would cheat off each other. To a point, in about 3rd grade, they put a curtain between us.
Oh my God!
That seems messed up. That seems a little messed up.
That's hilarious. They put a curtain between the two of them so they couldn't cheat, which is a very interesting conundrum that they're facing, because you got these two, and it's not just like two people who have seats next to each other at desks that are next to each other. They're literally conjoined twins, and you got to keep them from cheating. That's an interesting solution to that problem.
Wow. So it lasted like about 2 months, 3 months.
Wow.
Then they caved.
We went to an agricultural high school.
So we would get to interact with animals.
Ooh, I want to know something about them that's not sexual.
What's that?
Because we said they share a bloodstream.
Mm-hmm.
If one of them drinks, do both of them get drunk?
Oh,
man.
That is a good question.
I would think probably yes.
Because, they said it took them 17 years to figure out how to walk correctly and straight and to get that down. And you started, I think they're about 21 in this video if it was released last year.
Right.
You started introducing alcohol in the mix. Ooh.
Well, that's the thing. If you are drinking, right, and you share a bloodstream with the other person, the alcohol being in the bloodstream is what gives you the effect of being drunk, I think.
Your blood alcohol level.
And so that's what gives you the good feeling of drinking. And so if you shared one, I guess they're both drunk.
Little Saturday morning cartoon here.
That's what gives you those feel-good vibes. Oh, God. All right, hold on. Here's a little more.
Really cool. Do you guys drive?
Yeah. I control the steering wheel, the gas. Lupita kind of just does the turn signals and is like...
Lupita! This lazy bitch over here.
Lazy.
C-word.
God, hit the bell for her. Lupita not putting in the work here. She just does the turn signals. She's only doing that in the car.
She kind of writes Lupita off.
She does. Bit. Yeah, it feels like there's some bad blood.
The one that does all the driving. Lupita gets to tell people which way we're turning.
That's interesting how they work together on that.
Good driver, Lupita?
Yes, but road rage.
Road rage.
I'm genuinely curious. Whether you're still trick-or-treating or not, how have you divvied up candy?
What?
Listen, hold on. The fattest dude in the panel is asking about candy and trick-or-treating. You know what's a better question? How have they used their particular condition to their advantage in a Halloween costume?
Yeah, because they could make some fantastic costumes out of this.
Like a two-headed ghost.
And they're funny. They have like a sense of humor. The one girl's like, she has a lot of good one-liners and stuff.
You're worried about how they divvy up the candy?
How do you guys split your Halloween
candy?
Our mom was super Catholic, so we didn't go trick-or-treating.
Oh my God, no!
So once we went with friends, we didn't even dress up. We just
they did. They're witches.
And the elderly mostly were like, "Oh my God, I love your costume."
Oh no! On Halloween, they probably just think it's a clever trick that's going on.
Oh. Oh, man. Wow, how'd you guys do that?
People are like, that's a great effect that you've done there.
I want to hire whoever did this for you. It's God.
Oh, God. Oh, boy. All right, quick break. When we come back, we're going to wrap everything up. We got the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. I'll tell you that teacher story, and we'll do Today I Learned to wrap everything up for a Thursday. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
What happens when we're off the air? At Real Radio 104.1 on Instagram. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro, and today is a Fox 35 Storm Alert Day. This afternoon into the evening hours, we could be seeing another round of very heavy rain, frequent lightning, damaging wind gusts, as well as hail. So it's very important to make sure that you are staying weather aware. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the upper 80s, so it's going to be a warm one, and the potential for strong to severe storms does arrive again on Friday.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Shoppers, this is your local sweet corn farmer letting you know that Florida sweet corn is in season. Ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com. And happy eating.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter.
And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Hear that? That's the sound of someone experiencing Marco's new bold Magnifico pizzas. Enjoy 2 kinds of pepperoni on the Pepperoni Magnifico. Revel in old world sausage on the new Sausage Magnifico. And rejoice in harmonious layers of savory pepperoni and sausage on the new Ultimate Magnifico. Try new Magnifico pizzas starting at $9.99 at Marcos.com. Marcos. Pizza lovers, get it. Price and participation may vary. See store for details.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. Sunny, warm, and expected afternoon showers. I am feeling so fine. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop and support our state. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
I'll pay you $100 for last look. When you're doing a deal at a dealership, take a picture of your deal sheet, send it to givemethevin.com. If we can't beat your trade-in offer, I'll send you a check for $100. We do the same thing with CarMax offers. Can't beat a CarMax offer? Send you a check for $100. Worst thing that could happen is you get $100. Best thing that could happen is you get $3,000 more for your car or your trade. We are America's best car buyer for a reason. We'll see you online at givemethevin.com.
Sell us your car. Givemethevin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hard Rock Live presents Classic Albums Live. The Eagles, Hotel California, Saturday, April 29th. Classically trained musicians performing the iconic Hotel California album. Get tickets and info at hardrockliveorlando.com or by calling the Hard Rock Live box office 407-351-LIVE.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Jersey Mike's freshly slices the meat and cheese for your sub right in front of you. It's a work of art. Think Michelangelo's David. But honestly, David, if I have to wear a shirt and shoes, you could put on some pants. At least my Italian sub is perfectly dressed. Secondly, David is 522 years old, but Jersey Mike's subs are freshly sliced every time, brand new. It's an inspiration to hungry, pants-wearing people everywhere. Freshly sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
If you love Florida and you love fun, then might I suggest you pick up a rod and reel and go fishing. Because here in the Sunshine State, fishing, fun, and Florida just go together. And you know what else goes with fishing, fun, and Florida? I'll give you a hint. It starts with an L. That's right, a license. Getting your fishing license opens up a whole lot of fun and new memories, and it's never been easier to get one. Just visit fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com to order yours. And before you know it, you'll be more relaxed than you can even imagine. Casting your line in your local fishing hole, propping your feet up in that rental rowboat, and of course, catching the big one. So go to fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com. Then plan your escape, because fishing is a great way to connect with family, friends, and of course, nature. Your fishing license is just a few clicks away. Order yours today at fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com and enjoy all the fishing, fun, and Florida you deserve.
Speeding in work zones is not a vibe. But seriously, work zone speed limits are there for everyone's safety, including yours. Respect the cone zone by slowing down, putting away your phone, and giving workers a break. Because you know that driving safely is self-care. And we love that for you. And our roadway workers. We all deserve to make it home at the end of the day. Let's get everyone home safely, Florida. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Listening to this station on your free iHeartRadio app could put $5,000 in your pocket.
No way, are you kidding me?
Open your app and search this station to be instantly qualified for the cash.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all the music, radio, and podcasts you love.
If it's possible to have too much pepperoni on one pizza, then Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico pushes the limit deliciously. Order one today at marcos.com. Marco's. Pizza lovers get it.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Radio. 104.1.
Final dispatches. Stories that didn't make the cut. And today I'm going to wrap everything up for a Thursday. And when I saw this story about teachers in Florida, I was like, I thought it was worse than that, actually. What do you think teachers in Florida make on average? What's your guess? What would you say? On average, teachers, state of Florida, how much do you think that they make?
$52,000.
$52,000. What do you guess, Sule?
$45,000.
You guys are both really close. It's $51,000 on average that they make. The problem there being, I guess, the word average. And, like, does that mean that some of the new teachers come in and they're making, like, 20? Like, I don't know what the beginning salary is, but they said Florida continues to get a failing grade when it comes to average teacher pay. In the United States of America, we rank 48th, baby. 48th. With average teacher salaries at a little more than $51,000. Leaders say that's because there are more experienced teachers that aren't getting paid what they're worth. If you ask a longtime teacher like Palm Beach Central High School Scott Hochins, he doesn't do it for the money, but that doesn't mean they should be paid more money regardless.
I'm happy for you and happy that there are people who are in it to mold young minds and help out. It is a job, though.
Yeah.
It is a way of living that you should be compensated for. You shouldn't have to do something like that and go, I'm not in it for the money.
Could you imagine if there was somebody on the radio station who was like, I don't do this for the money?
There's plenty of people on the radio station.
Well,
that was me for a while.
It kind of has to be the case for some people in radio, at least. Okay, let's do the final dispatches. And for God's sake, I'm going to play this from Nick just so all of you will stop. This is the most texted question right now. Here he goes.
Besides the fact of asking all the sexual questions, I'm more curious when they go to the bathroom, if one of them wipes too hard, does one of them feel it worse than the other one?
I have no idea, sir. But everybody was like, who's the person going to the bathroom?
Who's the wiper,
They said that they shared a, not gastrointestinal system, a digestive system. Thank you.
They have two stomachs, but it somehow goes into
like the plumbing
one set of intestines.
The plumbing connects at the bottom. It was like 2 sinks, 1 garbage disposal kind of scenario. And the wiring just kind of works out. But
2 roads diverged in a wood.
Everybody's asking that question. I have no idea. Here is Delicate Starfish talking about the twins.
Happy Thursday, junkies.
Hey.
I want to know on the conjoined twins, if they become pregnant, who's the mom, who's the aunt?
They
Have a good
share
day.
a reproductive system. So I guess that it would be both of them together. And both of them, because only one of them is interested in sex. The other one does not feel anything. You said on Instagram.
Somebody on the texting service said that the twins said on Instagram that the asexual one says she doesn't feel anything downstairs, which probably is why she's not sexual.
Yeah, she's not interested in it. It doesn't do anything for her. And then that would lead me to believe that if there was somebody who was giving birth, it wouldn't be her to be feeling the pain of birth. So I don't know. Maybe they both would feel it. It's something
They
that
still carried it, though. Huh?
Yeah.
They said they have one reproductive system. I'm guessing that means uterus.
Yeah, I think so.
Does one? Did they divvy up the fallopian tubes?
It's a miracle that they're even alive.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
the
even
weird
think they
thing.
should give birth.
No, that would probably don't try it. Don't.
That sounds bad because it sounds like don't procreate.
Well, it's not really bad though. What you're saying is
what I meant is for their own safety.
Yeah,
It could be dangerous.
Even an expert would sit down and go, I have no idea what's going to happen if you guys get pregnant, right? Like a medical expert would probably be like, we don't know. It could kill you. It could maybe just be a completely normal pregnancy. It could be a lot of things. So I think that they would probably stay away from that. We'll see if they do. I'm interested in them. I'm following them, and I'll tell you if there's more. Okay, let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. We have a bunch of things to talk about before we wrap things up today. Big surprise here, though. Pick your jaw up off the floor. Republican Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, excuse me. Ron DeSantis, excuse me. Long day today. Is expected to take further steps.
Sorry we made it seem so long for you.
Sorry, you were having fun.
No, I didn't get much sleep last night. It's a whole thing.
Jumping through fences.
I got a dog that won't stop barking at the television. It's a nightmare. You know what? I'm not doing any of this. Ron DeSantis is running for president, okay?
Was that
oh, my God.
It's that he is officially going to launch his 2024 Presidential Exploratory Committee. So we're not all the way there. But
That's because he hasn't. No, because he hasn't gotten that law to change yet.
Yeah,
he's still trying to change that rule so that he can run without stepping down as governor.
He would lose his power. He would lose the governorship.
I guess you can have an exploratory committee.
That you're allowed to do, or unless he's not reading the rules right, he could screw everything up. All right, let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
All Day Yuckers on Twitch says, this is the most I've seen men interested in female anatomy.
Well,
that's very,
we need to know.
That's very, very true. It's Today I Learned for a Thursday, April 27th, 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I Learned this guy. He's blind.
Yeah. No, he's not.
Stevie Wonder is correct. Today I learned in 1975. You think he's faking it?
No, I was thinking of Lionel.
There are conspiracies.
I was thinking of Lionel Richie, who's not blind, but he was blind in that music video.
Yeah, he was frustrated with the U.S. government and considered moving to Ghana. He wrote and recorded songs in this time, Songs in the Key of Life, the album that was a masterpiece. And finally, today I learned this guy.
Peter Gabriel.
That's right, Peter Gabriel. Talking as fast as I can.